All right. We on? Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, so can people hear me? Are we good? All right. Looks like we're cooking. So I'm going to give people a few minutes to gather before I start bringing in people, but here's what we got. In a few minutes here, I'm going to post a link in the chat, and the link will also be in the video description. If you click on that link, you can be on the stream. Obviously, you need to have either a microphone or a webcam or both if you want to be on stream. So, if you don't have those, if your internet's not good enough, then you can't, but anybody can get it. I'm going to give people a little bit more time to gather. I wasn't able to schedule this ahead of time, really, in terms of the exact moment I would go live, which ended up being about 6:15. So we're going to give people some time to filter in. People are probably just finishing up dinner. And yeah, anybody can be on, basically. I will ask, however, before I bring you onto the show, you're going to have to confirm your identity in chat. Last time we did this, I let a bunch of people in who started playing porn or stupid stuff. So you need to confirm yourself in chat. I'm going to get rid of this too. I am watching the baseball game, but I'm not paying a lot of attention to it. Dodgers are up 5-0. Not much to it. All right, so let me share this out. All right, so I've got Insidious, I got Trey Williams, and I got Popo in the chat so far. I got 6 people in the chat. I'm probably going to give it about another 5 minutes, maybe. Let Russ cook. Kona. Yeah, I did see that. Let Russ cook. I did see that. So I know a lot of people are not in the best of moods right now when it comes to Seahawks stuff because of what happened with Antonio Brown. I know some people are going to be upset, but that's okay too. If you want to come in here and just be mad about our front office or our team, yeah, well, let Russ cook. The thing is, that's an indictment of how cheap it is to trade for players from rebuilding teams. That's why I made that video that I made a few days ago about how it's cheap to get these players, and a lot of people don't understand that these players don't go for that much. All right, we've been streaming for about 6 minutes. We got a handful of people in here. We had a bunch of people in the video game stream earlier, so we should be getting a decent amount in here. It wasn't that long ago. Trey, I did not see that. Yeah, Popo, you may be right, but isn't part of the problem then that the fact that players don't want to come here? Okay, it looks like we got 11 people. So I'm going to go ahead and get it started. Thank you to everybody in chat who has come out. I know we're going to get more as the night goes on, but we're going to go ahead and get started with the 10 or 11 people we have in here right now. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to post a link in the chat in a minute, and you can consider this, again, like it says in the title, the 1,500 subscriber celebration video. I'm going to let people come onto the stream and be in the video. So I'm going to post a link, and you guys can use it to join if you have a microphone and or webcam. You're going to have to confirm your identity or clearly be somebody that I recognize in order for me to let you on, because last time we had some problems with that. So yeah, just try to conduct yourself like a human being when you're on stream. I don't care what you do when you're not on my stream, but when you're on my stream, try to act a little normal. You guys know. All right, guys, you ready for me to drop the link? It's coming. I'll be reposting that link throughout the night, but there's the first one. It will be in the video description as well. I mean, Popo, you're probably right, but that doesn't explain all the other stuff. Okay. All right. We got somebody in the queue to join the stream, but for me to let you on, I'm going to need you guys to declare yourself in chat. I can't let you in until you declare yourself in chat. So to the people who are joining the queue, let me know in chat that it's you, or else I'm not going to let you in. Sorry, but that's how we have to do things because last time people kept putting porn on my videos, and I don't want that. Okay, we have 2 people in the queue. I need you guys to tell me who you guys are in chat before I let you in. Let Russ cook. This is a call-in show. You can click this link. I'm posting it in chat again. You click this link and you can come in on the video and talk to me on camera. Yeah, you can let Russ cook. That's totally fine. Okay, Aaron. I see an Aaron in the chat, in the queue. Who is Aaron? All right, he just dropped. Yeah, last time I did this, we had a bunch of people raid me and they kept playing porn on my stream. So I'm trying to prevent that this time. And I think both guys who just tried to come in here were probably trying to do that. Can you guys see the link in the description, by the way? I should have put it there. It should be there. Okay, cool. Well, Cameron Wake was pretty much retired at this point, or he's on the verge of retirement. Like, I wouldn't say that he's the guy you want to pick up to try to save your season. Yes, Popo. I do. All right, Washi, see ya. All right, so while we're waiting for people to come into the stream, I'm going to post the link again. While we are waiting for people to join the stream, I'll go ahead and field questions. Like this comment right here, I just checked and Cameron Wake is still on the market. I don't think Cameron Wake is the answer. $20 people in the stream now. Hillel, I think it's going to be too expensive. I'm feeling like no, but I mean, well, we should try, but it's going to be so expensive. He's got such a big contract. Hillel, I think I'm sorry. Okay, Edward Wang asked chance of Jamal returning next week. I think he's going to be back for the 49ers based off what I'm hearing. What position do we need help on most? I mean, if you want to just be in terms of pure offensive, if you want to be in terms of pure need, it's probably defensive end, I guess. All right, we got our first. Okay, let Russ cook. You are on with Brendan Nelson.
What's up?
Hey man, how's it going? You said you were walking your dog. I was just walking my dog too, so that's kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, I just came in.
All right.
So the entire AB thing, like that's somewhat I'm disappointed. But like, it's just like we let. I think we didn't even like try to go for him. Like I knew Russ and Pete wanted him at least both of them. But I don't think John Schneider really at least tried to like maybe. I don't know what the problem was. Was it money or was it just about the off field things? But I think we should have at least tried. Like the Bucks just went from 1 hour from talking to him to signing him. Like see how like I feel like they were not engaged enough when it comes to contract negotiations.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different theories about how this AB thing happened and what we didn't do or did do. I'm seeing it from a lot of different angles. I have no idea which one is true. I think it's reasonable to say that I think it's pretty reasonable to say that he and Tom Brady had a very positive relationship,
Yeah.
and maybe that was the influence on him. It sounded like Brady was just working on him all off season, trying to make sure that he was ready to sign with his team whenever that moment came. But yeah, it is frustrating because we're not getting these big free agents.
And it's not only the free agents, like right now there's some pass rushers that are coming like for pretty good prices. I know not all of them are lead of the league, but like if you can get a person who just put 10 sacks last year on a team that's struggling at pass rush so much for 6th round pick or 5th round pick, whatever they want, you have to take that deal. Especially if they're going to Cardinals. Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean the Cardinals did that because they need to replace Chandler Jones, and Marcus Golden was the best they could do. Now, what I'll say about that, my concern is the um, the defense might be bad because of scheme, not the players. And if that's
Yeah.
true, then no player is going to help. That would be my concern right now. However, I would be happy if we traded for a guy like a Carlos Dunlap. We could probably get him very cheap at this point, or
Yeah,
Ryan
very.
Kerrigan, but I'm not convinced it's going to change that much.
Brandon Marshall, he was like a Seahawk for 1 year, I believe. He was on First Things First today, and he was saying how the Seahawks, their main problem is their scheme, how they run the same defensive plays, and it's easy, especially when a team, it's easy to what do you call, find the holes in the defense, get whatever you want, because they play the same cover two and things. Very common.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's reasonable to say that this defense is completely dependent on talent. This
Uh,
defense is good or bad, completely dependent on talent. They never out scheme anybody. They just out talent you some of the time, and sometimes they don't. And it is frustrating. I agree, but we can't do anything to change that right now. I mean, Pete Carroll's been running this defense for 50 years almost. He's not going to change it.
I don't know, like I'm not gonna say fire Ken Norton, but like I feel like we could maybe do a little bit better job. Like he's a linebacker coach, primarily. So like I don't know why we have him as a defensive coordinator. Just my opinion on Ken Norton.
Yeah, we probably should move on from that at least, but it's not going to happen while we're winning.
True, especially when we're 5-0 and stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, today's a little bit of a frustrating day. I'm not mad. I'm concerned about what this says about our team,
I want to see
and
if
our
like
ability to
we
get
do any
players.
changes. Like, will we change anything before the deadline? Like,
I would be surprised if we didn't right now. I would be.
I think maybe just because we're winning, they don't want to change anything. But like, there's some players, Jacob Hollister, David Moore. Like, yes, they've done what they need for our team, but if there's teams that are valuing them, like some teams might even value David Moore as a good second or third receiver.
Yeah,
Or
yeah. David Moore has a little bit of trade value right now, I think. Not a lot, but he could be in a package for a better player for sure.
exactly, that's what I'm trying to say. Like I feel like we need to at least attempt to get something at this moment. Like this team, as much as I love it, it's like undefeated, right? But
Mhm.
in the playoffs, if we're gonna play a Packers or a Buccaneers, especially the Buccaneers now after the AB trade, if we're gonna give Tom Brady as much as Tom Brady's regressed over the last few years, he's still an experienced quarterback. If we give him a good amount of time, he's gonna get a play, especially with his receivers he has now. and pretty decent offensive line. So like I don't see if we play the Buccaneers in the playoffs or on Aaron Rodgers, like how we'll be able, like they will be able to do whatever they want, basically, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to bring in a third person on the stream. We're going to go up to 3 people in this stream. We're going to have, 2 guests on at a time. So I'm going to bring in Hasher. Hasher, welcome to the stream, buddy.
What's up, Brendan? How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
So let Russ Cook on, and we've got Hasher on. So everybody say hello. And how you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you? You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're good,
All
bro.
right.
You're good. So Let Russ Cook is kind of new to the channel, and I know you're not. You've been around for a while, but you guys are both here to have fun. All right. So, Hasher, how do you feel about the game on Sunday? Let me ask.
To be honest with you, man, I have us losing. I have us losing
Really?
36-33. That's my score prediction.
That's a reasonable score. I'll say that.
I think this game could get. Honestly, I think I have 3 words for you for how we can win this game. Time of possession.
Reasonable.
Because
Reasonable.
you saw what happened with Minnesota, right? I mean, they were killing us with time possession, and we somehow won because our defense came up clutch to get the ball back. So I don't, and like even the Miami game, they had the ball more than us, even though we were still putting up points. But like, if we can get time of possession, we can score more points. Our defense can play better, and we can actually win we can win by more than 1 score.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not discounting the possibility of taking an L this weekend, but I'll say this: we need to at least go off on offense, or else the Antonio Brown situation is going to look even uglier. So let me ask you, Hasher, what do you think of the AB saga of the last few days?
I have an Instagram. It's called Seahawks Wire. I post a bunch of Seahawks content on that. But anyway, yeah. When I found out Seahawks are like kind of the front runners to get AB, I was excited. I'm like, okay, I'm open to this, either getting Josh Gordon or AB. So like at first I was like, okay, if Flash won't get reinstated by the time we want him to get reinstated, then we got to sign AB. But now, since AB's gone now, there's still a chance we might get Josh back in time.
I
I
think
don't
we
know,
will.
but I am kind of sad that we didn't get AB. I am pretty sad.
Mhm.
But it is what it is. So
Let Russ Cook. I didn't ask when you came on. What do you think about this game against the Cardinals this weekend? How are you feeling about this one right now?
I mean, when you're playing against like DeAndre Hopkins and with our defense, I mean, who knows? Especially Kyler Murray and a mobile quarterback, and like especially if he has a time without a pass rush, he'll be able to make some plays. But one thing, all we need to do is create turnovers. All games this season, we've got 2 or 3 turnovers, like either big plays. Like remember the Vikings game? We had like 2 turnovers in a row, and
Yeah,
that like
that's
changed
the
the
only thing
game.
defense is doing good right now. You're absolutely right, Russ Cook.
And then it clutched up twice against the Patriots. I mean, the Vikings stop, of course, on 4th down in the Patriots game. Like they're coming up in these clutch moments. If they can force big stops when they go for on 4th down, because I'm pretty certain I've seen the Cardinals this year, then they'll go for it. If they feel like they're in a good situation, they'll go for it. If we can get these big stops, we can make some big plays. And Kyler Murray will make mistakes. He still has a lot of passes which can be intercepted or we can make a big play on. We need to get to those balls quicker, make those big plays, and then we'll completely have this game in our hands. If we just make 2 3 big plays, I think we got this.
All right, let Russ Cook. We're getting a little bit of a line, so I'm going to go ahead and let you go from the stream. But thank you for coming on. A little later, you can call back in possibly if the line shortens up a little bit. But I'm going to start getting some other people in. But thank you for coming out to the stream tonight.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, I am going to bring in Rye Guy.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, Rye Guy. All right, we got Hasher, we got Rye Guy. These guys have been watching me for a little while, so
Sorry
I'm
about
familiar with
earlier.
both of them.
I was
No problem.
Just
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Don't worry about nothing. But all right.
I'm just more blunt.
Well, it ended up happening. So AB's a Buccaneer. So Hasher, let me ask you this.
yeah,
What What do you think of the Buccaneers now that they have AB? Because not only did we not get AB, they got AB.
Well, first off, I don't think that team has good chemistry. Like Tom Brady, one. First of all, he's washed. Two, you see how he gets pissed on the sideline, right? Still.
Oh, yeah.
Three.
He's always done that. He's just got more to get pissed off about now than he ever has before.
Mike Evans is he has some anger issues in him. And AB off the field, we obviously know what he's like. So what I think, I'm not really worried about the Bucks, even if they have AB. Like I don't really view them as a threat. But I think their offense will get somehow better, but I just don't think it's gonna be as much as people are gonna be expecting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Rye Guy, you
Yeah.
were in chat earlier as everything was melting down about AB. A lot of people having different takes on where that was going. I mean, chat was blowing up earlier.
I mean,
What do you
unfortunately,
think?
I was right.
Yeah. What do you think about us not getting AB? How do you feel about it?
Well, honestly, I'm not really as optimistic about Josh Gordon getting reinstated because, I mean, Roger Goodell, he's kind of volatile when it comes to stuff like
Mm-hmm. He absolutely is.
and I think he just might have it out for Josh Gordon.
It's very possible. I think it's very weird that AB is going to be allowed to play football before Josh Gordon is, but that looks like that's what's going to happen. So, yeah. I wish I had good news about that, but I don't. But if the offense goes off this weekend against Arizona, if we can drop 40 points on Arizona, we're going to forget about the AB thing pretty quickly. I think I will say that.
Mm-hmm. And another thing is, I don't know if I kind of feel like Tampa Bay is a paper tiger.
Yeah, I said it all off season. I thought their team didn't make a lot of sense. Their team makes a little more sense now with AB, but still, I'm like, that secondary still strikes me as pretty weak. I don't like the way their defense is built. Brady isn't the kind of quarterback who excels in the Bruce Arians system typically. I still have those questions.
Mm-hmm. And let's be real, Bruce Arenas is not. He's more offensive minded than Pete Carroll, but he's not Sean McVay or Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah. There's things about Bruce Arians that I like, but there's also some things I really don't like. He has real holes. So, Hasher, let me ask you this. As we all know, I'm sure you probably heard by now, Jamal Adams not going to play this weekend. So how do you feel about what's going on with Jamal? Because he was supposed to be ready for this game. Now he's not. And I think some people are a little scared, a little concerned.
Obviously, I'm super concerned because I do not like the secondary at all. I don't like it one bit. We have the talent, but we just can't execute at all for some reason. So who the heck is going to guard DeAndre Hopkins? Like, how on earth are we going to stop him? I'm gonna tell you this. He's going to have like 13 catches, in my opinion, for about 158 yards and I think a couple touchdowns. I can already see it. I don't. He's going to be a big fantasy pickup, in my opinion. In fact, I don't know who's gonna guard him. I don't know. Trey Flowers, no, get him out of here. Quentin Dunbar, maybe. Shaq Griffin. I mean, he's such an inconsistent corner this season, and
he is.
Amadi's short and he's a nickel. And Quandre Diggs just a free safety, and I kind of feel bad for him because he has to kind of pick up all the work.
Yeah. I'm hearing that Jamal Adams is ready to go. Will be ready to go against the 49ers, and if so, then it's fine. I will say it before. I've said it before. I'll say it again. We need somebody like a Jamal Adams to be ready for the playoffs and the home stretch for the playoffs. If we have to lose him or even lose a game because we don't have him now, I can deal with that.
So are we ever gonna actually start Demarius Randall? Because I actually want to see him play because he had a good season with the Browns. He had 4 picks with the Browns.
If enough players get hurt, yeah, I think we might see him out there, man.
I mean, he has all the talent in the world. I don't get why we're not letting him play.
Well, right now our safety spot is not that bad. Diggs is fine, and Ryan Neal is a playmaker, so our safeties are not bad right now. Our safeties, even without Jamal Adams, Ryan Neal is honestly playing pretty good football. All right, Hasher. I'm going to have to let you go. We've got a bunch of people in the line, so you can maybe call in a little later when things slow down, but I'm going to let you go. Thank you for coming out.
Go Hawks.
Yep.
I
think I might have a theory on why we don't get free agents that well.
Hmm.
I think Pete Carroll is more of a young guys coach, and I don't think that like what worked at USC won't work at the NFL.
Yeah, something's going on.
Like you're dealing
Yeah,
with
something's going on there. Yeah, I'm gonna pull in Master Chief 0970. He's been in my streams for a while. So, Master Chief, if you are there, say hello.
What's up, Brendan?
What's up? What's up? All right, how you doing
What's up?
tonight?
Pretty good. Just chilling out, just waiting for the game.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. I'm just casually watching the baseball game. So, Master Chief, Antonio Brown, what do you think? That's the big Seahawks news right now. I got to ask everybody, what do you think?
I'm in the middle of it because right now our offense, well, lately has been doing too good. I feel like our wideouts are pretty good. It's just like if we continue doing subpar to what we did earlier this season, that's not going to look good without getting AB. So that's like my main take from it. And also
Mhm.
the other one is getting Josh Gordon. I don't know when Goodell's getting it back, but it's just he's taking forever with it. So
Yeah, I'm a little concerned it might just not be happening, but yeah, yeah. So, Rye Guy, how do you feel about this Cardinals game?
Well, I mean, for some reason we play better down there in Arizona, but I mean, to be honest,
We,
I don't know.
we've been
We
playing better
almost,
on the road all year.
I know,
Our two road games this year, we've won decisively. Our home games come down to the last second.
I know, but it is worth mentioning that we almost lost to a 1-5 team.
Hmm.
So I don't know what the hell to think anymore.
Yeah. Okay, let me get rid of the banner so you guys can see who's calling in. So I am Seahawks Brendan Nelson, of course. You guys know that. This is Rye Guy. This is Master Chief. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the banner so you guys can see who's who. All right. So, Master Chief, how about you? How do you feel about this game this weekend?
I feel pretty good about it. I feel like we're gonna get a win some cushion this time.
Hmm.
I don't really have that good hope in the Cardinals defense since Chandler Jones is out because he's usually a pain
Right.
for us.
Yeah. Yeah. And
So
I'm not sure, by the way, if Marcus Golden's going to be able to play this week. I know they traded for him today. I don't know if he's going to be able to
yeah,
play.
for all the COVID tests and stuff.
Mhm.
So who knows?
Yeah. My main concern is just, we don't have Jamal Adams. So what if Kyler Murray just has one of those games where he runs for like a $150? Because I can live with DeAndre Hopkins going off. That's probably going to happen no matter what. DeAndre Hopkins is special. I can live with Kenny and Drake having a decent day too. I can live with some of this stuff. But if Kyler just starts running for third down conversions, 6-7 times, that's the kind of stuff that can absolutely kill this team.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad Brooks is playing.
Yeah.
Because we dropped him for a reason because of his speed. So I'm assuming he can, keep up with Kyler for like spy
Yeah.
situations.
Yeah, I will never like that draft pick, but this is the kind of game where Jordan Brooks can make a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, let's see here. So, Rye Guy, you've been around on my channel for a little while. Things have really been going crazy lately. Like we're getting 30 people in my video game streams lately, and you are my only mod. So, yeah. So he's been around for a little while, but
I haven't banned people even if I've been tempted to. I just don't.
Yeah, and I appreciate that about you. You don't abuse your mod power, but so let me ask you. So this game on Sunday, not only are we playing, but other teams in our division are playing. What do you think about the Niners playing the Patriots and the Bears playing the Rams? What do you think about those games?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that the 49ers are going to win. I just don't think that they're playing Belichick, and that's never easy, and they're not, and they're a wounded animal, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then you have the Bears and Rams.
That game might go either way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Master Chief, what do you think of those two games? Because if we get those games to go our way, those two teams are going to be in a deep hole.
Yeah, I have a really good chance that the Patriots are going to win because Belichick, I feel like he's going to find a way since back-to-back losses, and now they're getting people back from the COVID situation.
Mhm.
So I just feel like that it's just a lock for them to win. And I think they're at home too.
Yep.
Yes, they
I
are.
think so.
In New
Yeah.
England.
And then the Bears and Rams, I could see it going either way too. It's just I feel like the Bears defense might go after Goff a bit.
Mhm.
The best defense he's played so far this year. So yeah.
Yeah. This stuff's interesting, and a lot of fans say things like, "Don't watch what other teams do; just care about what your team does." But this stuff matters because we're probably not gonna go undefeated this year. Nobody goes undefeated, pretty much. It happens once every generation, maybe. So I think it's important to watch these other games and hope they go your way.
I mean, I know that they're not a good team, but do you really want to go back to Philly? Like
Yeah,
that?
I would not like that. Okay, right, guy. I'm gonna go ahead and let you go and get some other people on.
Have a good day.
All right, you can call back in a little later if things slow
All right.
down. But okay. We have Russ for MVP in the queue, but I don't know who you are, so I can't let you on unless you tell me in chat who you are, so I can let you on. So we're gonna go to Hawk Asylum. Hawk Asylum, welcome to the stream. Can't hear you, buddy. Okay.
Hi, Brandon. Thanks
Okay, there we
for
go.
allowing me to be on your show. I appreciate it. Congrats on
No
your
problem.
stream.
No problem.
Oh, sorry.
All right, Hawk Asylum. I think we got you. You got a little bit of lag, but that's okay. So, are you doing well tonight? Yeah, he's lagging a little bit.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, he's behind a little bit, I think.
Say that again?
No, how you doing tonight, Hawk Asylum? Okay, Hawk Asylum, I think you're on a little bit of lag.
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty excited for our game.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's good to have you on, man. By the way, guys, Hawk Asylum is a recent member. He recently joined the channel as a member. Rye Guy was also a member. He was on a minute ago. So, yeah, memberships opened a few days ago. You only really get the custom emojis to use in chat, but they're fun. So, yeah, Hawk Asylum, I think you're like lagging maybe like 10 seconds behind. So, I think what you might have to do is make sure it might be your internet, man. I'm not sure. Yeah. I think your internet's having problems, Hawk Asylum. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Can you maybe try to call back in on a different connection or something like that?
All right, man.
All right. Okay. So anyway, Master Chief. All right. Okay. I see an Adam A in the queue. So if Adam A wants to call in, can you please declare yourself in chat? I'm not getting bombarded like I did last time. I'm not doing that. I don't know if it's 49ers fans, but they like to bother me a lot. But anyway, Master Chief. So 5-0. Let me know. I mean, who would you say is your most happy surprise for the Seahawks so far this year?
Probably definitely letting Russ cook finally after all these years. I feel like that was a big one in the beginning of the games. It slowed down a bit, but hopefully, get back on track this game. I hope, because that wouldn't look good. But yeah, that's probably the biggest surprise so far.
Yeah. I think you definitely got something going on there. Okay, Adam A, rejoin, and I'll let you in, buddy. All right, if you're Adam A, the person who I'm familiar with, very familiar with, I'll go ahead and let you on. All right, but yeah, Master Chief, that's been a wonderful surprise in recent times.
And another one was the special teams unit. That really
special teams has been awesome.
guard.
Yeah, I love the special teams unit.
Usually they're trash, but the change of coach, I guess, changed them, which is surprising.
That's the crazy thing. All we did was change the coach. We didn't even really change the players that much.
Yeah.
All right, Adam A, I'm going to go ahead and bring you on. All right, Adam A, welcome to the stream. How you doing, buddy?
What to do, man?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just watching this baseball game, just celebrating the channel success. And by the way, guys, we are about to hit 1,550 subs. So we're gaining subs by the minute. So I want to thank everybody out there for helping me on the way. But yeah, we're celebrating 1,500. Meanwhile, we're about to hit 1,550. So that's awesome. But Adam, Antonio Brown, what do you think? How do you feel about all this stuff?
I personally think that we don't really need him, because this offense was already like high flying, but we really did struggle against that 1-4 at the time against the Vikings, but I just feel like I don't really think we need Antonio Brown because we really have DK Metcalf, like he's really looked like he's gonna be something in the future, like you already have him beating like the top cornerbacks in the league, like he's gonna become something that's really good. And then you have Tyler Lockett, like a really good slot receiver, like he comes in clutch at times, and you have Greg Olsen that's pretty reliable, on third down. So and then you have Russell Wilson throwing in the ball. So I just feel like we're a good, well-rounded offense. Like the offensive line has improved through the years. Like I remember when we had one of the worst offensive lines out of the whole NFL. And Russell Wilson was just running for his life in that backfield. But I just feel like this offense has really like stepped up this season. If like what you said, if this offense can go off against that Cardinals secondary, I just have really high hopes for this offense. It's just this defense is what I'm worried about. The pass rush, the scheme, that Pete Carroll uses a really outdated scheme. He's still running that cover 3. That's so old. Like that's why that Dan Quinn got fired. Because Dan Quinn he used that scheme. I've seen film. He always used that scheme, and it's so outdated. That's why everybody's scoring like 40 points on the Falcons, So I don't really feel like bringing in Dan Quinn will help as well. I just feel like we have to change up the scheme.
All right. So, Master Chief, what do you think? Is it the players or is it the scheme that makes this defense bad?
I think it's a scheme because, like, I wish we used Jamal the way we use Neil now. It's like back then we had him like stand on one side and then make him blitz. It's like anyone can see that. Can we have like some stunts for him, like going inside or going outside around the guy or stuff like that? I don't think they were using Jamal to the best of his ability. And so hopefully we change that around when he comes back. But I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like we're looking a lot like the 2018 Chiefs, man. We had a really good offense, but no defense, And
there's a lot of validity to that comparison.
Yeah, like they won AFC Championship and they lost, want to know why? Because their defense couldn't get a stop and get forced turnovers, But I feel like this defense has a lot of potential. Like you have Jamal Adams, he's out, but like when healthy, he's like he's one of the best safeties in the league, And then you have Quinton Dunbar, he's a really good corner. He already got a pick, And I just feel like we have a lot of potential. We have a lot of potential for this defense. But like I just feel like we have to change up that scheme, because I've seen like film, like if we were to play against a team like the Chiefs, you would like their offense would shred our defense apart, because Pete Carroll always uses that base defense, and that always gets destroyed. Like we always struggle against the Rams. You want to know why? Because Sean McVay always outcoaches Carroll in every which way, because Sean McVay always outcoaches Carroll on his base defense. It always destroys it. We always see it happen. Always see it. Like last year, 11-5. That was us. A lot of because we could have think about it. Like we could have lost the first Niner game if they made that field goal. We could have lost the Rams game if they made the field goal. We could have lost a lot of these games. That were just dependent. Like I don't want Russell Wilson to be the only reason why we're a good team. Like he can't be carrying our whole team, Like I'm tired of hearing, "Oh, take out Russell Wilson in your own 5." Like I want us to be like an actual unit, Like Legion of Boom, like the Legion of Boom was like one of the most dominant secondaries in the NFL history, And it wasn't really because of Russell Wilson; it's because of that defense, and defense wins championships. That's why we held Peyton Manning's Broncos to 8 points,
Yeah. I mean, like if we played the Chiefs, the problem that we would have is that we would punt on 4th and short, and the Chiefs wouldn't. The Chiefs would short on every 4th and short. It. Everybody knows it, and they would get those 4th downs. They would keep those drives moving, and we would be punting. And that's why the Chiefs would probably beat us, because we would very likely just punt away these possessions that should be resulting in points, and you know that they won't do that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing right now. That's what I'm concerned about.
I know Pete Carroll is not an aggressive play caller, or I mean, Brian Schottenheimer. I don't think he's that aggressive. 4th and 1. Oh, you're not going for it? Oh, okay, let's just punt it away. Like
Yeah,
I
he
just
does
don't
that.
get it. You have to be more aggressive. Like last year, I've seen it
When
so
we
many
do it-
times. 4th and 1, like you have to go for it, and they don't. They just punt it away. They just punt it
Mhm.
away. Rely on their defense, which is horrible. Not the run defense. I think the run defense is pretty good. That just questioned my like. It questions me because we couldn't really stop Dalvin Cook. He was getting like 10-yard gains, easy first downs. Like that just made it more sus about the defense. I just feel like if we would have had Jamal Adams in that game, he would have been a major like. He would have changed a lot. He would have stopped Dalvin Cook. I think he had a better chance of stopping Dalvin Cook. Because they know him, like his best ability is blitzing. You've seen it happen so many times with the New York Jets. Like he could do a lot when blitzing. It's just sad how he's our best pass rusher. Like I don't know why the Hawks want to focus on Antonio Brown when we have to focus on rushing the passer. Because rushing the passer helps the secondary like 10 times more. Because no corner.
I mean, Adam, the argument against that would be no pass rusher is going to make this defense good because of the scheme. The argument is we're stuck with this scheme that is going to make our defense bad no matter what. That would be the issue. That would be the concern.
Yeah.
That's why we should go for it on 4th down pretty much all the time because our defense is not going to stop anything. So
every single game we play, every single game we play, we give away a possession that we could have gone for it on 4th down on.
And then leave it out to our defense, which
go for 4 and 4th down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like in the Falcons
Master
game.
G, I'm going to get someone else in here.
All right.
So thank you for coming out tonight. I appreciate it. I will. You can call back in a little later, maybe, but I will see you around. Thank you for supporting the channel, buddy.
All right. See you.
All right, Captain Rex. I'm gonna bring you in here. Captain Rex.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, dude. It's no problem that you're 13, by the way. I'll let you on the stream. Just
All right.
That's no issue with me.
Yeah.
But how you doing tonight, Captain Rex?
I'm good. I'm excited to call in. I've watched you for like a year, so.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, I know you were in my chat during the Antonio Brown stuff earlier today a little bit. What do you make of the Antonio Brown situation?
I was kind of bummed to hear the news, but I think it's fine because I honestly think that Antonio could hurt like DK's progression. So I'm kind of happy he didn't sign with us, but I don't really.
All right, that's fair enough, man. Adam, let me ask you something real quick. What do you think about this game this weekend against the Cardinals? How do you feel about this one? Do you think we're going to win? Give me a score.
I feel like we would eke out a win. We always play good over there, but like I feel like we're gonna eke out a win. The game could go either which way. Like Kyler Murray could have a field day against us. DeAndre Hopkins could go off. Like I'm expecting that already. Because this covered defense is bad. And DeAndre Hopkins he's pretty much gonna go off. But I feel like on the offensive side of the ball, they don't have a Chandler Jones. Like I feel like Russ can have a little bit more time in that pocket. So I just feel like I think we would win in the shootout.
All right.
I feel like we would win in the shootout. But in a close game, by like one possession, a field goal, something like that. I don't feel like we would beat them by more than one possession. If we beat them by more than one possession, then that's really good for us. That's good momentum for that defense. Because the only way we can really blow out a team is that defense stopping the offense, on 4th and 1, or getting a fumble, getting an interception, like that's the only thing that we can get. Like that's the only thing that we need to fix on this team that we can start blowing out teams. Like you noticed that when was the last time we blew out a team like really bad?
Yeah, it doesn't really happen anymore. Yeah, I kind of feel like we blew out the Falcons because they scored garbage time touchdowns, but it wasn't technically. All right, Adam, I'm going to let you go to bring in some other people, but I want to thank you for coming out and supporting the stream and supporting the channel. I'll be seeing you around.
All right, man. Go Hawks.
hmm All right, next we have Spencer with FamCam. Spencer, welcome to the stream. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How's it going, man?
Good, good, good. So, who are you in my chats? Would I know you from the chat?
WFAM Cam.
Okay, very cool, man. Very cool. So, thank you for coming out and supporting. So, I got to ask you the hot topic right now, Antonio Brown. What do you make of it?
Don't do it. I'm actually happy. I hope he goes and signs with Tampa and they all fall apart, to be honest. Because,
He
one
has signed
less.
with Tampa. It's official. It's officially signed with Tampa.
So I don't think with those, you see how the drama's unfolding with Brady and those guys against the Bears, and when they mess up, I think bringing him is just gonna make it worse for them. I don't see that even going anywhere with them. I've seen that causing more of a problem for them as they had a great game against the Packers, but I think it's just going to cause drama down the line. That might even mess up their playoffs, get in the first or second round. So
I
overall,
mean,
I
that's
think,
certainly a possibility.
Tom Brady's already been with them once in New England, and that was what lasted a week, or
Yeah, it lasted a game. It lasted one game.
So, I mean, and I don't think Bruce Arians is handling coaching job very well down there, so he's not doing a good job. And just, I think that'll just Mike Evans will probably get pissed off down there and dealing with, not getting enough receptions. It'll become, a complaining game. So I'm just glad the Seahawks again. I know Russ during the press conference yesterday, he's encouraged. He's always encouraged about, new guys come in. They have a good relationship. But you remember what happened with Percy Harvin back, several years ago. He had his attitude, he had his issues, and
It
he
can go
didn't last.
bad.
So
It can
it
go
didn't
bad.
it didn't go well. So it was honestly, and then you're trying to mold DK Metcalf in his second year. I think bringing Antonio Brown in would just be a bad example, to be honest. He's becoming into a strong leader, and you can see that too. I watched his press conference yesterday too, and you can see how he's developing really well, and how Russell's helping them, and Carroll, and just the receiver group with Lockett. Like it was just been a toxic situation. So I'm actually glad that I hope that will just be done with it, and hopefully, with Dorsett coming up, that hopefully in the next week or two that he'll bring some speed, and if somehow Gordon, crossing your fingers, can come up, we're stacked at wide receiver. I think we're pretty good.
Yeah,
And then
yeah, I can agree with some of that. I never doubted that there was risk with the AB situation, but it did have me interested. So Captain Rex, when
Mhm.
will the wheel of discipline for Roger Goodell come up to where he lets Josh Gordon back in? Do you think Josh Gordon is going to play football this year?
I just have a bad feeling he's not, because I remember that isn't there a rule where he has to talk to the NFL within 50 days or something of being. I remember seeing a tweet that said that, but I don't understand how Antonio Brown gets to play football before Josh Gordon, because I mean what Josh Gordon did, it wasn't as bad as what Antonio Brown did. So
Yeah, I do agree with that. I mean, some of this stuff's very random. What Tyreek Hill did was worse than what Jerron Reed did, and Jerron Reed got suspended for 6 games, and Tyreek has still not been punished. Some of this stuff is just very, very random.
I mean,
But at this point,
Antonio has done some bad things, and I obviously wish him the best. But I don't understand how Josh Gordon hasn't been reinstated yet.
yeah, I don't understand it either. Okay, Spencer,
yeah,
how do you feel about this game this weekend, man? How you
I
feeling?
feel I feel from watching the Dallas game Monday night and seeing how they're playing. They don't got their defensive star going on. I feel pretty okay about it. I feel that Murray, he's still in his development stage. We're gonna have to have somebody spy on him. And that's gonna be a must. During the football game. But I think that I think we just are a better team overall. I think our defense. I mean, you talk about the yards, yes, but look at the turnovers this year. We have done pretty well in the turnover battle, and in the
Yes, we
big
have.
moments against the Patriots, the Cowboys, and even the Vikings, we've made critical stops to win these games. Putting in our defense's hand, which is, like I said, the worst in the NFL yardage wise. And we have made the stops when we needed to, and given our ball back to the offense. 2 minutes and 21 points, under 2 minutes. And we had those two huge turnovers by our defense against the Vikings 2 weeks ago. So I'm not really worried. I think we can make him make some mistakes. I think if he starts running, I think we get Bobby Wagner, KJ Wright. They'll it sucks that we don't, have Jamal Adams out there, but I think we can win the turnover battle. I think we can win this game. And I think if, we win the turnover battle, I think we put up at least, score at least 2 more touchdowns than they do and make it a 14-point game, I think.
Yeah, my early prediction has been 14-point game. I said 41-27. And to throw a little bit of water on that, the Seattle Seahawks led the league in turnovers forced through the first 14 games last year. And then we didn't force another turnover in our last 4 games, counting the playoffs. So it can it's like a faucet sometimes. Turnovers, you just turn them off sometimes.
Yeah, and I think, for the rush defense goes, I think we'll hang in there this week. I'm not worried. I know we have to worry about, Murray running the ball, but I'm not too worried about it. But, we got reinforcements coming with Damian Harrison coming through down the line. And I think in a couple of weeks, and we got, San Francisco is going to be tough, and then we got Buffalo. And I think by the time we get the Buffalo game, I think we're going to be completely healthy, honestly. I think Jamal Adams will be back hopefully next week, what Pete Carroll was talking about today. That he's running good, he's feeling good. So next week we get Jamal Adams, and not for next week, but definitely for Buffalo game. And I'm sure by Buffalo we'll have Harrison in that game too. We're gonna have, so hopefully we can then, Reed. It is a little discouraging that why we didn't go after a pass rush. I know we don't have any picks, so that's probably maybe why we couldn't do it, because we wasted pretty much all our picks on Jamal Adams. So we're probably light on the picks. So but yeah, we're just gonna have to just hopefully just win the turnover battle and let our offense just fly high and just go.
Well, one thing I'll say, and we'll know more after a few weeks, but Rasheem Green's supposed to come back, and Rasheem Green is a guy who I like to be pretty productive this year. So if he comes back and starts producing, that will help. That will help. All right. So, Captain Rex, what do you think about this weekend, man? I don't think I've asked you about this Cardinals game yet. What do you think about this Cardinals game?
I think this is going to be our toughest game so far, definitely. I mean, Kyler Murray, I feel like obviously our pass rush is terrible, so I feel like he's going to have plenty of time back there. And guys like Hopkins, as good as Shaq plays, he's not going to be able to cover Hopkins for more than like a second and a half. So I'm nervous about this game. I think that we're going to win because we have Russ. He's the MVP so far. I feel like we're going to end up, it's going to come down to like a Jason Myers field goal attempt.
That seems reasonable to me. And, Jason Myers has been really good this year. So if the game comes down to him, I'm going to feel okay about that.
He hasn't missed yet, right? He's perfect.
Yeah, he's been perfect. I can't say anything bad about him right now. He's been doing everything you can ask a person to do. Spencer, I want to ask you, we're 5-0, which is better than a lot of people, myself included, thought we would start. Who on the team has been your happiest surprise so far?
For me, it's KJ Wright. I kind of slumped on him this week. I really thought that he might be on the trade block, coming at the end of this year. He's just what he's been able to do, how aggressive he's been, the interceptions, almost 3 against Dolphins and the 1 last week against Minnesota. Like, he's just really been on it. And it's been, showing the tape, and I've been very impressed with him. I'm sure I'd say Jamal Adams too if he would have been out there doing his thing. But Russell Wilson's a given, and DK Metcalf, those are the 2 offensive givens. But our offensive line has actually played the best maybe the best since Russell Wilson has actually been quarterback. This is the best O-line he's had, and give props to them because besides a little last week being a little bit ugly in the first half, but not getting anything going offensively. But the O-line, I just very, very pleased with the O-line this year. That's a big plus. If we can keep good O-line, Russell can just keep hammering away down the line, and we'll be good. But definitely KJ Wright. If he can get like a turnover a game or a turnover every other game, and he can just keep going, I feel that he might be there's a lot of good things that can come from that.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one, man. All right, so Captain Rex, you probably have seen the videos I've made. I've made over an hour worth of videos in the last month talking about guys who the Seahawks might want to trade for from a rebuilding team.
Yeah.
This point, who would you like to see the Seahawks try to trade for?
Ryan Kerrigan or Quincy Williams. Is that how you say his name? I mean,
Quinnen Williams of the Jets. Yeah.
Quinn Williams. I mean, he's 22 and he's hasn't been the best for the Jets. I mean, I've said it in the chat several times. They need to get him. They need to get him.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably be playing badly too if I was on the Jets. So,
I mean, the Seahawks have a second-round draft pick, a third-round draft pick, a 5, and like 2 7s.
Something like that.
Yeah, I checked like the other day. I mean, and according to a Jets report, they're only wanting like a second-round pick for him, and he was the third overall pick like a year ago. So.
Yeah, if we used our second-round pick on Quinnen Williams in the draft or an equivalent, nobody would be mad about that.
Yeah, that'd
and
be
our draft is already kind of like whatever. So in for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah.
1 second, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Just had to take care of some little business there. Okay. So yeah, Captain Rex, that's pretty fair. Pretty fair. What about you, Spencer? You want to make any deals?
Honestly, if I'm thinking like Pete Carroll, I don't really think they're going to make much of a move. Honestly, I think we're just going to keep what we have. I think we want to go get Kerrigan from Washington. I don't think we're going to be able to get anything from the Jets. Just they're going to want too much, and we don't have enough to give unless we want to get rid of somebody. And I don't think right now is a good time to get rid of any players. Just how the season's going, with COVID and everything, like. You never know what's going to happen down the line. If we play one of these teams that gets infected by another team, we have an outbreak and players are getting lost. I think Carroll is just trying to play it safe. We might get somebody, but it might be somebody low key. But going for a big blockbuster trade, I just don't see it happening. To be honest, it would be nice to get Kerrigan or even, J.J. Watt down in Houston. But it's just I don't see Seahawks making another pull. I just think that we're going to get our guys healthy and we're just going to let Russ cook and we're going to just. Hope to win a turnover battle and continue through this season. This year, just how kind of quirky this year is. I just don't see anything crazy happening.
There's a quote from I think it's Hoosiers where the coach says, "My team is my team." That might end up being what we do with it. Our team might just be our team, but I think like today, I don't know if anybody saw because it wasn't exactly the biggest news today. The Arizona Cardinals traded a 6th-round pick for Marcus Golden.
Yeah.
Now, Marcus Golden is not an amazing player, but he did get 10 sacks last year, and he went for a 6th-round pick. These players can be very cheap. You just have to find the right team that's willing to make that swap. So
didn't Cleus Campbell go for like a 5th-round pick?
Yes, he did. That's another good one.
That's painful.
Yeah. It could happen. It could happen, but I just think who we have now, and I think. We brought in, Kendricks again just recently, which he'll bring out of depth. I think he'll the linebacker spot. He's had some pretty good, pass rushing ability in the past to get attack the quarterback and help with the run game too. So, but it's Jordan Brooks. We'll see how how he comes about and how he's develops as a linebacker here. But I feel there's some promise in him too. So it's just. And then Jamal Adams will probably. I think honestly with Adams too. I think we're gonna have to play more, more coverage instead of rushing. We're gonna have to. Hopefully, our front four Machine Green gets back. Hopefully, our front four can generate some more pressure. I like
Machine.
Yeah.
Do we know if Clay Matthews has retired or is he available?
He's available. I just don't think he fits this defense. Clay Matthews. I've said it before. I'll say it again. He's a linebacker in a 3-4. If you ask him to put his hand in the dirt on every play, I don't think he can do it. I don't think he can do it.
Yeah, I think the linebacker spot's just too full at this point. I think we have enough guys that are there that are just bringing him into the mix, which is it's kind of overloaded. I think a bit.
Captain Rex, anything else you'd like to say?
I'll just give my score for the game.
All right.
I think the score of the game is going to be, like I said, I think it's going to be really close. But I think we're going to win by like 4.
All right. Hopefully. I would take a win by 4. Wins are wins, man. Especially at this point of the season.
32 to 28.
All right, man. All right. I'm going to let you go, Captain Rex, but thank you for calling in. Thank you for supporting the channel. I'll see you later on.
Okay.
It's appreciated. All right. Okay, I'm going to bring Rye Guy back in here real quick. Rye Guy, welcome to the stream.
Oh, sorry.
Hello.
How's it going?
So, Spencer, how long have you been on my channel? I'm just wondering. I've seen you in chat a few times.
I think I've been on your channel maybe just over a month now. I watch y'all videos all the time, and I just was scrolling. I've been watching NorbCam for several years, and I found you just one day just kind of strong for. I will search through Seahawk videos and watch random stuff every day. So, and you came up, and I really like how you throw your statistics down and how you lay it all out. That's I don't have the time to get into all that, man. I got 3 kids at the house, so I'm working and going to college full time, so I'm pretty busy with that.
Same.
But just to kind of lay in bed at night and watch them, see what's going on, trades and all that, like how you dive deep into it. It's some really good stuff there, man. So I really enjoy it, and your
Thank you, man. I
perspective on
appreciate
the
that.
Seahawks. So, and I'm here in North Carolina, so I'm originally from Washington State. I grew up there my whole life, but I was in the military, and then I moved over here. So now I'm over here. So I've been to it's pretty cool too, because I've been to the last 2 Panthers games, away games, and I'll tell you
Cool.
what, and in the game where Moore had the winning touchdown catch in 2018, that was outstanding to see that live. On 4th down, Russell threw that, and to see
Yeah,
the
I remember
Seahawks.
that game.
And you have so many Panthers fans, and then you have a decent amount of Seahawks fans leaving that stadium chanting Seahawks, and you get to be one of those fans. It's a pretty cool feeling being at the away game and being there. So
Yep.
it's pretty legit. So
Also,
By
how
the-
would you
go ahead,
rate
Rega.
were Panthers fans being bitter or salty or whatever?
well, my wife's families are Panthers fans, so I have to deal with the crap all the
Ew.
time. So
Hey,
it's I mean
you got a ring.
yeah, I mean, I was at the game, the first game of the year in 2013 when they went to the Super Bowl, when they won, I think 14-12. I was at that game
12
when
to
Jermaine,
7, I think.
or was it 12-7? I couldn't remember the score, but I know I think Jermaine Curse had the winning catch that game.
Yeah,
And then I went to that last game with David Moore having that winning touchdown catch from Russell Wilson, and I went down and saw him, and I was yelling at Baldwin, and he looked at me, gave me kind of a weird look. So that was kind of interesting. And
Did
when
go
you
to the
say Angry
playoff
Doug,
game in 2015, the divisional round game in Carolina?
Yeah,
no.
It was the 2014
Oh.
season. That was in Seattle, though.
I was thinking of the 15-1 Panthers season.
Oh yeah, the one we lost. That was a playoff game. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though,
well,
man, I really wish Doug. Sorry, man.
You go, man.
I was gonna say I really wish Doug Baldwin was still with the Seahawks because he was such a clutch player, man. I think with Doug
Yeah, nobody
Baldwin,
got open like Doug.
no, and I think he still had some in the tank. I think with Baldwin, Lockett, and Metcalf, I think that would have just been just genius. It would have been just to watch that. It would have been great. And it's really a shame that he retired early. I thought he had at least a few years left in him. So that's something sad I think about. Yeah, my last hat, my Seahawks hat I bought a few years ago, I had lids put he's my favorite player. Doug Baldwin was my favorite player, and they lids to sign it on the hat bill. So I have my, Doug Baldwin 89 hat. So I'm like, dang, every time I put it on, I'm like, man, if only you were still playing. Because I just think it could have been something special, I think, with him in the lineup too.
Oh, and by the way, I just want to say this right now. As of this moment, I now have 1,552 subscribers. So the number's climbing.
Congrats, man.
So I want to shout out all the people in the chat, probably in the chat right now, who just gave me a sub. We are going in the right direction. So this is a 1,500 sub celebration, but we're way past 1,500 already.
Nice. Hey, Brendan, I'm going to have to probably head out in a minute, but I guess I'll give you my score for the game on Sunday.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So I'm predicting the 35-21 Seahawks will win. I'm thinking
I would be good with that. I could live with that.
I'm thinking that we get a few turnovers, and our offense takes advantage of the short field, and they try to play catch up. But I think Kyler Murray's going to make some mistakes. I mean, against Dallas, 9-24, and they didn't. Honestly, I think Dallas' defense is worse than ours, and they're playing against
Dallas might have one of the worst defenses in NFL history. We don't have that.
And he went 9-24, and like against Dallas's defense, and not for that deep 80-yard touchdown pass, he has under 100 yards passing. So And Seahawks defense, our pass has not been great, but we have a lot of playmakers who I think who could, make the day tough for him. So I think it's going to be, I think we're going to go up and make some plays. And it might be surprising how I think we win by at least at least 14 points. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm. All right, Spencer. See you later, man.
All right, man. See you next time. Peace.
See you later. Good to have you on.
All right, you too, man. See you again.
Okay, so there's nobody else in the queue right now. So, right, guy, it's just you. So,
All right. Yeah. Oh.
Let me ask you this. Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. We do have somebody who might want to join. Okay, I know this person. I'll bring you on shortly.
Sorry,
But you okay, right, guy?
Yeah, just plugging in my headphones.
All right.
So yeah, well, I don't know.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Which player is your happiest surprise so far this season?
Honestly, it might be Posick.
Yeah, I think Posic's a great pick for that because I wasn't even expecting him to start.
I mean, and if BJ Finney sucks, then I guess, well, at least we have someone better.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's still a lot of money that we're wasting on Posick, but, well, no, not Posick, Finney. But Damian Lewis is also up there.
Yeah, and thank goodness that we have Damian Lewis, or else this rookie class would be really flat.
Yeah.
Like we're not getting much of anything out of Jordan Brooks. Darrell Taylor might not play this year. Freddie Swain's going to have a few catches, but at least we have one guy.
I mean, Freddie Swain doesn't necessarily scare you if you're a defense.
No. He's absolutely. All right, I'm going to bring in Austin Roberts. Austin, you're on. How you doing tonight?
Hello.
I'm doing good.
Austin was on last time. Good to see you, man.
Yeah.
All right, so your internet's a little choppy, but I think we're okay. So good to have you on. So Austin,
my internet is choppy?
Yeah, your internet seems a little choppy, but I think we're okay. I think we're all right. So Austin, what do you think about the AB stuff?
I'm kind of glad that he went to the Bucks, cause even though he is a great player, he is also a very big distraction, and I feel like in a year that we're trying to go for the ring, we don't need locker room distractions. And I feel like on offense, if we can hopefully get Josh Gordon back and then Kobe Parkinson will be healthy, I feel like we need to sign defensive players and not offensive players.
I mean, that's certainly a valid way of thinking. If we get Josh Gordon back, we will probably not miss AB that much. But to me, the big concern is now he's in Tampa. And like that Tampa Bay team already was playing pretty well. They don't need another good player.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another. Yeah. It seems like Tampa Bay will probably be in the NFC Championship. Excuse me. It could be Seattle and Tampa.
Could be. So, Rye Guy.
Yeah?
You probably seen my videos about guys the Seahawks could trade for in the upcoming, I think, 11 days before the trade deadline. Guys, you want to trade for personally? How do you feel about that?
What? Oh.
You okay? Okay, there we go.
Yeah, just fine.
Yeah. So, who are some guys you might want the Seahawks to trade for in the next 11 days?
Probably Kerrigan, Dunlap. Maybe not. JJ Watt might be I don't know about him because he's kind of old and he's had several season-ending injuries over the past couple years.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm. A lot of people in the chat have been saying Julio Jones. Now, Julio is going to be very expensive because he's got a massive contract. But Atlanta might be looking at that contract and going, "Can we please get out of this thing?" because we're not winning anything in the next few days. I mean, next few years, because we're just so in trouble. So if we got Julio, how would you guys feel about that? And I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I am saying let's discuss it.
Julio's
If we
obviously
get
great.
Julio,
Okay, Raga, you go first.
He's obviously it's Julio. He's the best receiver of his generation, but I don't know how much he has left.
Yeah, the contract is scary. I will give you that. But for this 1 year, it could be magical. What do you think, Austin?
I think Julio on the Seahawks. I mean, I would be down with that, but I don't think it'll happen because I feel like Julio doesn't need to go off for 12 catches for 200 yards. If he can get us a couple catches and a couple first downs, that's okay. I mean, because we got Lockett, Metcalf.
Yeah. I mean, the objective is not to make the offense great. We can't just make the offense great. We can't. It's not even about making the offense the best in the league. We need this offense to be historically good to win a Super Bowl, because this defense, it might not get that much better than it is right now. It'll get a little better, but it's not going to get that much better. I think we all know that.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at ways of how can we score 40 points a game? How can we have 550 yards a game?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm
and
doing.
I feel like if our offense is able to execute, I feel fine in almost every game, but the defense can also lose us every game that we're in. So it's kind of like I don't want to end up like the 2011 Packers, where they just outscored everybody, and then against the Giants in the playoffs, that was it for them. Aaron Rodgers had one bad game, and that was the end of their season.
Yeah, I mean, most teams in the league are going to lose if their QB plays bad. Like the Ravens last year, they went 14-2, and then Lamar played a bad game and they lost. Like, there are very few teams in the league that can survive a bad game from their QB. So it's not so much that. It's the fact that we can lose even if our QB has a great game. Like, Russell Wilson had an amazing game against the Patriots, and we were within a yard of losing that game.
Yeah.
He played an amazing game against the Cowboys, and we were 20 yards from losing that game potentially.
Yeah.
That's what I don't want, because if we start losing games where Wilson balls out, that's going to get on my nerves, because then we're just wasting the greatest player this franchise will ever have, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. I think Raga, you good now? I had you muted because you were through some stuff over there.
I just had to get some stuff.
All right, no problem.
So yeah,
No problem.
it's honestly a little. I hope we don't waste Russell Wilson's career.
I mean, you can make a pretty decent argument that we're kind of sort of doing that, because even though we're still winning games every year, like, we've won one playoff game in the last 3 years during Wilson's prime. Most teams with a franchise QB do not go 3 years and only win one playoff game. It doesn't happen that often. When Peyton Manning was in his prime, he didn't have stretches where he, would only win one playoff game in 3 years typically. Brady, same thing. Rodgers, typically the same thing. Brett Favre, typically the same thing. But yeah. So Austin,
he only made it. Rodgers only made once.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But he does typically win some playoff games. Austin, what do you think about this game this weekend? What do you think about this game? Cardinals game.
I feel good about it, but at the same time, our defense, I'm not sure. But I think that we should win, but I won't be surprised if we do lose. And I feel like the longer that we go undefeated, the more nervous I'm gonna feel, because the longer because once you get to 10, 11, 12-0, it becomes a big distraction, and it's like, at this point, I would rather just have the one loss.
Well, If that's the case, I think we're better off losing like to Buffalo because Buffalo's an
Yeah,
AFC team. We want to lose to the
exactly.
Bills. We don't want to lose to in the division. If you lose in the
Yeah,
division, that's
exactly.
like 2 losses.
Yeah, exactly. And then the Cardinals would be 5-2, so they'd be a half game behind us.
Right. Like if we win
Mm-hmm.
and the Niners lose, we will have
Ooh.
both those teams pretty close, not buried, but we're going to start
Mhm.
throwing dirt on them because
Yeah.
they're going to be several games back, and our schedule is very soft near the end. We have that stretch of games. We play the Eagles,
Giants,
play Giants, Jets, the football team,
the
and
Redskins.
yeah, the whatevers, and
Yep.
we're going to be able to pile up some wins in that stretch of football. So to me, if we can get these teams to a point where they're 3 or 4 games behind us, they're not going to catch us.
Yep.
And this weekend's an opportunity to do that.
And yep, and then we play the 49ers next week. So if they lose to the Patriots and next week we beat them, the Niners are basically out of it. So
Yeah.
we have a chance to basically squash the 49ers next week if they lose to New England.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for that opportunity too because I think it's going to be there for us. I'm not excited about playing in San Francisco on that field, but that's a whole nother issue. That's a whole nother concern.
Yeah.
I think that's the game we rest our starters.
Yeah. All right. So, Rye Guy, what do you think of Rasheem Green? Because he's a guy I've been kind of standing up for lately, and he looks like he's getting back this weekend. What do you think of him?
Good to have him back. I mean, I think he's been gone for much, much longer than he should have been, but I mean, these are the more games where we need to get a pass rush.
Yeah, I thought that Rasheem Green was going to be our best pass rusher this year. So far, obviously, it hasn't happened. He's been out, but I think we got a good chance to maybe do that. I think he's got a chance to be that guy, and if he becomes that guy, we don't necessarily need to make a trade for a defensive lineman.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, let me see here.
I've always liked Rasheem Green, but it's either he's been hurt or where there's been a lot of defensive line players that are ahead of him. But I've always liked him. I think that I don't think that he's a scrub by any means.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So, Rye Guy, to change the topic just a tiny bit, not really, but a little bit. Who would you say is your favorite Seahawks player of all time?
Either Russell Wilson. I mean, he's probably the obvious one. I wore his jersey earlier in the stream. Second might be Largent. And
Largent's not bad either. I've met
probably
Steve Largent.
Oh, really?
He's a former congressman.
Yeah,
I
I
guess.
met
that's
Steve
cool.
Largent at a signing once. Austin, let me ask you the same question.
I would say Walter Jones.
That's a good one too, man.
And then if I had to pick one, recently, I would say probably Tyler Lockett. But all-time Seahawks, Walter Jones. I wish that he got a ring because he was such a good player, except for the last year, except for his last year when he was cooked at that point. But
Yeah,
he was.
I remember
he
that.
He was such a dominant player.
He had a stretch of, I think it was about 40 straight games where he did not give up a single sack.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
40 straight games.
40 straight. That's like GOAT status right there.
Yeah, absolutely. He's up there with the guys like Jonathan Ogden.
Yeah.
All right, so let me take a look here at the chat real quick. Okay, here's one comment. Thoughts on Snacks not playing? I'm going to address this real quick, and then the other Rye Guy and Austin can do the same. My thoughts are I'm really surprised. I don't think a player like Snacks should be taking that long to get into game shape. So I'm a little disappointed that he's not going to play because this is a good game for him potentially. But I was never super high on Snacks making some huge impact this year anyway. Right guy, what do you think of Snacks?
Well, obviously, he went to college in that small town that my stepfather lives in. But that stuff aside, honestly, it's honestly a little bit disappointing. He should be ready, but and if you're wondering, he went to William Penn University in a town called Oskaloosa, Iowa.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow. That's
So
that's
I think,
obscure knowledge right there. It's like
yeah,
Terrell Owens went to, I think, Tennessee Chattanooga University.
T.O.
Yeah, that's one of the most obscure ones that I can think of. That's like one of the most obscure colleges.
yeah, and hopefully, and honestly, I just think that the time is, it's honestly like the clock is ticking. He needs to get ready, or he might not
Mhm.
be on this team much longer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Austin, what do you think of Snacks? Because I had a lot of comments. I had a lot of words about us bringing him in earlier. What do you think of Snacks?
I thought that he would be. I thought that he would be out there by now. Because he didn't play against against Minnesota, and then we had the bye week, and so I feel like 2 weeks was enough time, but maybe we are trying to take it slow. I know we're trying to take it slow with Jamal Adams, but yeah, and with Kyler Murray, if we don't get any pass rush, we he could run all over us, like that game with the Ravens last season. Lamar Jackson, where we had no pass rush, and Lamar just ran completely all over us.
Mm-hmm. Well, Snacks is not really a pass rusher. He is a guy who can take away blockers, but I see.
Yeah,
But
there was a one play I think in that Ravens game where Lamar made L.J. Collier look silly.
Now, I mean, LJ Collier made everybody look good last year, but thankfully
Yeah.
he's playing a little better this year. So
Yeah.
I've laid off the criticisms of LJ Collier for the time being.
Mhm.
All right, so we got this other comment here. I'm going to bring this in. What are your thoughts on the recent performance of Metcalf? Were you expecting him to do this well? I'm bringing this comment in because this is probably the most important thing happening to the Seahawks right now. The fact that DK Metcalf is not even playing very well fundamentally, and he still might be the best receiver so far this year. Like, he is making clear and obvious mistakes in every game. He has drops. He has a fumble that cost him a touchdown. He's doing bad things, and he is still on pace to have the greatest season in franchise history. And him doing this is making it so much easier for Wilson and giving him somebody who he can kind of keep climbing the ladder with, somebody who can keep up with him. It's not just him lifting up players like David Moore and, I hate to say it, but Jermaine Kearse, because we like Jermaine Kearse around here. But so, yeah, that's my thoughts. So, Right Guy, what do you think? What are your thoughts on where DK Metcalf is headed and how he's playing so far this year?
I think he could be destined for a gold jacket if he keeps this up.
Yeah, gold jacket. I'm feeling it, man. If he can clean up some of these fundamental things, he can be an all-timer. So, Austin, how do you feel?
I absolutely love Metcalf. I think he's a stud. He's a baller, but as you said, he makes like those silly mistakes, those fundamentals. If he can clean those up, which I think he will, because Russell Wilson, the sky's the limit for DK. I mean, he is fast, 6'4", physical, and he gets in corner spaces.
He's not scared of anybody.
Yep.
All right, Right Guy, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. We got another person in the queue to bring in. So thank you for coming on again, Right Guy.
All right, have a good day, guys. Bye.
Okay. See ya. All right, so I believe this is TN Avon. I know who you are. You've been in my streams a long time, TN Avon.
Guys,
How
What's
are you
up?
doing tonight?
I'm all right. Doing all right.
All right, so first question, same question I'm asking everybody who comes in here. It's got to be asked. Antonio Brown, what do you think?
Personally, with AB, some people might be happy that he's gone or that he went to Tampa Bay. Me personally, I would have loved him on the Seahawks. I mean, you cannot pass up. This guy is legit, debatably top 5, maybe even top 10. I would have loved. You just can't pass up this talent. I mean,
Yeah.
and granted, defense is obviously the issue with the Seahawks, but he would have helped the team all around. In my personal opinion, I wish we would have got him. I'm kind of disappointed, me personally. I saw your video, Brennan. So, like, I stand with you on it. I would have loved to have him. Honestly, I would have.
Yeah. I maintain the best thing for this defense is for this offense to just score every time they get the ball. I think that the best thing for this defense is to just drop 50 on these other teams so the defense can give up 40 and we still win. Because at this point, no player you get is going to save you. The players that can save the Seahawks defense are Aaron Donald, Khalil Mack, TJ Watt. You're not going to get those guys.
Yeah,
So
you would
let's
have
focus
to.
on what we
Yeah,
can
you would
do.
have to give up like 5 first-round picks to get
Yeah.
Aaron Donald.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what we paid for a safety. So.
Yeah, and I'm not saying anything negative about Jamal Adams, but I mean Jamal Adams is a fantastic player, but he's not going to save this defense. He's going to make some plays and help a little bit, but he's not going to make this defense great. He's not going to make this defense good enough to justify punting on every 4th and 1.
Yeah, he's not
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
All
there
right.
was that game against the Patriots where he kind of struggled a bit in coverage. He made some awesome plays, but he did struggle a little bit in coverage. So that's kind of that's the one thing with Adams I'm kind of iffy about.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Austin, anything else you want to say?
Go Hawks. I hope we get this win. Let's just keep on rolling, man. I feel like this is the year to get it done. Let's just keep on going.
All right, Austin, I'm going to let you go, but thank you for coming out tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to bring in Ghost. Ghost, welcome to the stream.
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
You've been, yeah, I can hear you, man. I can hear you. You've been in my streams for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I like your channel. You have really good insights on the Seahawks, and so you seem really educated about the Seahawks. I always like watching your videos and stuff. You're a really good YouTuber.
Yeah, thank you. So, TN Avon, how do you feel about this game coming up against Arizona in Arizona?
Me personally, I feel pretty good about it, even with Adams out. I think this could be a game where our defense. I think Ryan Neal has been playing. I think he's been playing decent with Adams out. I don't know if he's playing great, but I think he's playing decent. I think our offense, me personally, you want my prediction, I think we could win this game. I think our offense is going to drop between 38 and 40 points. I'm going like 38-24.
Pretty close to me.
I am nervous. I am nervous about what Hopkins is going to do. This dude's a monster. I mean,
yeah. I heard he's going to play too, and we don't even.
He is going to play.
Jamal Adams not going to play.
Yeah, Jamal's not playing.
In our secondary, I'm not going to lie, it looks pretty weak throughout the first 6-7 weeks. I'm hoping Dunbar can play a little bit better.
Yeah. So, Ghost.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Antonio Brown saga has split the Seahawks fan base. People on Twitter are celebrating that we didn't get him. People in my streams are generally pretty unhappy. So, let me ask you, what do you think of the AB stuff?
I clearly wanted him. You know,
Mhm.
obviously Antonio Brown's a really talented receiver, like you said in one of your last video. He's a top 5 receiver of all time. I completely agree with you on that. You
Mhm.
know, and I feel like he would fit perfect in the Seahawks locker room, considering we had some players who had the off-field issues like Frank Clark, Marshawn Lynch, even too. So I was a little disappointed when that we didn't get him, but he went to the Buccaneers, which is not good because they're another
Mm.
Super Bowl contending team, and that I would have been fine if we had not got him, but he went to another NFC team,
Yeah.
which is not good.
Yeah, I don't. That kind of discourages me too because Tampa Bay, they have problems. That's a flawed team, but that's a team that could overwhelm you with just their raw talent because they have a ton of, and now they have even
And they
more.
got a pretty solid defense too.
That defense, man.
Defense, yeah.
I don't want any part of that defense over there in Tampa.
Yeah, their pass rush is nasty. Their run
They're
defense is
basically
good,
the
although they
Golden
lost
State
Vita Vea.
Warriors. They're
Yeah.
basically the Golden State Warriors.
Mm. I will say this: losing Vita Vea hurts. That's not good.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's your run stuffer right there.
Yeah. So, okay, T and Avon, I'll go to you for this next one. What player so far through the Seahawks' first 5 games, because we're 5-0, we've obviously started as good as you can.
Mhm.
What player do you think has been the happiest surprise for you?
Man, and this is one I don't think people are talking about enough. Damian Lewis, this guy at right guard, he might be one of the best offensive linemen we drafted. Obviously, there's Walter Jones. I'm not saying that, but under the Pete Carroll era, this dude is out there. I mean, I think he's got like a 75 PFF grade, which is in the green for PFF. It's good. I think this dude's been balling out at right guard. I think he's surprised me, and I don't think enough people are talking about him.
Yeah. People on Twitter, some of the analysts are saying, is this the best guard we've drafted since Steve Hutchinson? Is he the best Seahawks guard since Steve Hutchinson? And it's probably a little too early to be saying that.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of, I remember one day I was driving home from work, and on the radio, this was in 2012, Wilson had just played his 11th career game. And the radio people were asking, is Wilson already the best QB in Seahawks franchise history? And I was like, no, he's played 11 games.
Yeah.
But we're headed in that direction. So I like Damian Lewis a lot. That's a pretty good one, man. I appreciate. I think he appreciates
one
that.
surprise for me would probably be KJ Wright. I didn't expect
Oh.
him to go this off. I thought he was kind of old, he was past his I thought he wasn't gonna really do much for us. I thought maybe, hey, this is his last year with us. Yeah, it is. I wouldn't want to resign him because he's kind of getting old, but he's definitely been a surprise. I say he's been playing better than Bobby Wagner so far.
He's definitely making a bigger impact than Bobby. Bobby's doing some very decent stuff in terms of fundamentals, but he needs to start landing some bigger hits, or else this isn't going to do it. So,
turnover or something with Bobby.
Yeah, actually, somebody in the chat. Let me see. Okay, Captain Rex asked, "How do you feel about Bobby Wagner's performance so far?" So, T and Avon, how would you evaluate Bobby so far?
If I were to rate it on this, from 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 6, maybe. I think he's been there. I think he's playing decent. He's not playing great. He's not playing the all pro. I don't think I just don't think I want to see some big plays from him. Maybe, just some bigger impact plays from him. I think he's there. He's doing his job. He started off the season really good. I haven't seen his metrics since. I'm not sure. I need to watch your Wagner watch video. I don't know if you've but
Yeah, I mean, what I can say about Bobby through 5 games after really breaking things down is that he's very fundamentally solid, but he's not making the splash plays.
Yeah.
I think when you're making $15-16 million, you should be making some splash plays.
Exactly.
Yeah. Ghost, you're muted, buddy.
Sorry about that.
All right. So what do you think?
I don't really see him get tackled behind the backfield anymore like he used to back in 2018.
Mhm.
He doesn't really seem to be that dominant like he used to be, and
Mhm.
like he's still a very solid player for us. But like last year, I think 2019, he was getting burned by Tyler Higbee like bad, and you could just tell like he's kind of slipping off. So hopefully he's not gonna have that type of year again. But he didn't look that good against the Vikings. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, he did not play well against the Vikings, I don't think.
Same with Cody Barton.
I will
like,
say this. His coverage has been pretty good so far this year.
Yeah, Cody
Yeah.
Barton on the other hand, man, that guy, him and Travis Homer. Those
Yeah,
guys
Cody
drive me nuts.
Barton, I'm very bearish on Cody Barton right now,
Him and
and I
Travis
like
Homer.
Cody Barton.
I'm not a Travis Homer fan. I don't know why he's on the field.
Well, I mean,
We got
I mean,
DJ
that's a
Dallas.
whole nother discussion. The Travis Homer thing is very All right, T and Avon, anything else you want to say? Anything else you got for us?
Real quick, I just want your guys' opinion on this. Who's your guys' most so far through 5 weeks? Who's your guys' most disappointing player that you guys think has disappointed through 5 games on offense and defense, whichever one player?
All right, I'll go first. I think it would probably, even though this isn't hurting us, I would say BJ Finney because I really thought he was going to start and be pretty good, and he can't even get on the field. He doesn't even get on the field when somebody gets hurt. So maybe BJ Finney. I'm not going to say Jerron Reed because he played well against the Vikings, but he's not far off. Maybe Trey Flowers, just because I really like Trey and he's done nothing positive this year. So I would say probably those. Those would be my picks.
For me, I can only think one player. 2 players actually. Actually, not for me. It's like probably an underrated player is Quandre Diggs. He doesn't seem to make an impact in the games so far this year. And I don't know, for some reason he's never seemed to make an impact at all. Like I thought he would be compared to last year when he made those 3 picks when he came back. I don't know. He doesn't really seem to be an impactful player this year. I don't know why.
Yeah, I will say this.
Adams.
I will say this. After watching Tedrick Thompson blow all those plays last year, I'm not so mad about safety. At least we don't notice.
Yeah.
At least we don't notice Quandre Diggs ruining every play like we did.
Yeah.
For me, it's got to be Trey Flowers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think he's the worst defensive player we have, like, when he's on the field. I mean, and I was actually really high on him, like, last year. I like Trey Flowers, but this season.
Me too.
He's just, I don't know. I don't know. But, that's my disappointment. Quandre Diggs is up there for me, though. Not going to lie. I expected him and Adams to be a really good duo. We all know the hype about the Seahawks backfield was supposed to be coming into the season rated as one, maybe the best, maybe the second, top 5, whatever, but it's disappointed.
So. All right, T and Avon, I appreciate you calling in, but I got to get some other people in. So next time I do this, feel free to call in a little later if we slow down. But thank you for coming on, buddy.
Yeah,
Go
thanks,
Hawks.
man. Thanks for having me on. Go Hawks.
Oh, sorry, Ghost. Almost I accidentally clicked that. All right, we're going to bring in Askell F. Askell F, welcome to the stream, buddy.
What's up, guys?
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing really good. I'm just chilling.
All right.
How you guys doing?
Good. We're just sorting through the Antonio Brown stuff, man. We're trying to figure out how we feel about it. So what side of the argument are you on?
As much as I'd like to see Antonio Brown in the Seahawks jersey, I think it would hurt us more than it would help us. Because I think, if we sign Antonio Brown, it's like the expectations for our offense goes even further up. And, expectations are pretty high as it is right now, Russell Wilson being an MVP candidate. But, I like the guys we got right now, I think David Moore is a really good third option for Russell Wilson. He said in the past that he trusts him, and, I do too. And, once we get guys like Philip Dorsett and Josh Gordon back, it should really help out the receiving core even more. So, yeah, I guess I'm kind of, I don't really mind that we didn't get him. I thought we were like really gonna get him, to be honest. Like I thought Seahawks were definitely gonna sign him, but
Yeah.
I'm kind of happy that we didn't, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, it's total. I mean, I don't think either argument is a bad argument. You can make an argument that AB would have hurt us. You can make an argument that AB would have helped us, and both arguments have a lot of credibility in my mind. So
Did you
I
see?
would have been worth it.
Sorry to cut you off.
Okay, go ahead.
Did you see that one article that some Seahawks reporter made? He was trying to say Russell Wilson's character is kind of off for bringing in someone like Antonio Brown. He was just questioning Russell Wilson's character, and I was like, if Russell Wilson believes in him, I'm like, man, I'm gonna believe in him too, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard people say things like that. I haven't heard that exact sentiment, but yeah, I think, there are two different ways you can look at things like that. There are two different ways you can go with things like that. You can look at a person like Wilson saying, hey, I like this guy. I think he deserves another chance. And you can either say, hey, wow, I thought Wilson was a great guy. I can't believe he's saying this. Or you can say, maybe AB isn't as bad as I thought.
Yeah.
So I
I'm
tend to
just
lean towards the
disappointed with
latter.
the Bucks, man.
Yeah,
When is
Bucks
Josh
are looking
Gordon gonna
scary
come
now
back?
for sure.
Yeah.
God, definitely the best receiving core in the league now.
Like I looked at it in a football perspective, because like we had, remember when Tyler Lockett got hurt last year and like he started to slow down, and our offense, you could tell it started to slow down significantly. And the Packers game, going back to the playoffs last year, we had our third string receiver Malik Turner dropped a wide open catch that ended up ruining us the game. Because you never know when someone like Chris Carson or Tyler Lockett or DK Metcalf could get hurt. So I was thinking like, hey, it'd be nice to have Antonio Brown have more weapons, because
Okay.
our
All right.
defense is so bad that we need more weapons.
Absolutely. All right. So Ghost.
Yeah.
I haven't asked you this yet, I don't think. So there's no AB, but life goes on. What do you think about this game this weekend against Arizona? How do you feel about it?
I'm not really tripping about it, to be honest with you. We always play well in Arizona. I don't think Kyler Murray's that good of a QB. If you watched the game last week, he was like 9 for 21, I think. But
9 for 24, I think.
9 for 24. It's all about if we could just contain him from running outside the pocket. I think if Shaquem Griffin if we put Shaquem Griffin on him, because Shaquem Griffin's pretty fast, and you saw what he did against Dak Prescott toward the end of the game. I think if we just stop Shaquem Griffin and we stop Kyler Murray, we should be fine. But Buda Baker's a problem. That guy's really good.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried. Yeah.
Honestly, probably the best safety in the league, if I'm being honest. Jamal
I'm
Adams,
not
of
sleeping
course.
on the Cardinals, but I'm not too worried about it, like some other people are. But we'll see, man. You just got to watch the game to see,
Yeah. Askell, how about you? How do you feel about this Cardinals game?
So, I kind of worry about every game. It's just kind of a Seahawks fan I am. But
that's fair.
I definitely think it's a winnable game, especially with Chandler Jones being out. He's definitely
that's big. That's huge.
That was the biggest thing I was worried about that game was just Chandler Jones just wreaking havoc on our offense. But now that he's gone, it's like their defense is kind of really taking a hit from that, and you can kind of tell.
Chandler Jones killed Jamarco Jones last year.
Oh yeah.
That game single-handedly made me question if Jamarco Jones has a future as a tackle in the NFL.
I wanted Pete Carroll gone after that game.
Yeah, that was a very bad game. That was
I was like, we're not going to the Super Bowl after that game. That's when I realized, there's no way we're going to the Super Bowl. Everyone got hurt.
Yeah. Last year.
Oh,
I just hope we could leave without any injuries, because Arizona, that place single-handedly ended the LOB. I'm just
Yeah,
hoping we
yeah.
escape with no injuries.
You know, the thing is, it's a beautiful stadium too, and the turf looks great. The weather's almost never bad there, and I think the game is going to be clean on Sunday night. Like, it's very weird that it's that stadium that causes us so much problems, and not Levi
Yeah,
Stadium
Levi
or
Stadium or the FedEx Stadium.
yeah, FedEx Field. It's
That
very
stadium sucks.
yeah. But all right, Askell, how long have you been on the channel? How long have you been watching the video?
So I just found your channel like at the beginning of the season. You know, I was trying to like get more into like finding people who were like on YouTube who were, you know, like fans like me, like, you know, people who have like a good football brain, you know. But yeah, I've been tuning in the streams, been watching a bunch of videos. Yeah, I sometimes I say some stuff, but yeah, I mean, most of the time I'm kind of quiet. I just kind of listen.
Yeah, I do things a little differently than a lot of people because I stream video games. A lot of people don't do stuff like that, but I just want to be able to stream a lot and give a lot of content while still being able to do other things at the same time. How about you, Ghost? How long have you been part of the channel?
I think I first found your channel. I think it was after we lost to the Chicago Bears Monday night. I was like
Ooh,
kind of
yeah.
mad, so I was like, I want to see, I was trying to find some Seahawks YouTube videos so I could watch, and I came across your channel, and you seem to know a lot about football and the Seahawks. So I started after every game I started watching your channel. I kept watching more and more of your videos, and I'm like, he seems to be a pretty good YouTuber. So
Hey, yeah, Brennan, I have a question for you about that.
All right.
So like, how did you become so like knowledgeable about like the NFL and just football in general?
Well, I've been watching it for a long time. I mean, I've been watching football for about 24 years now total, and I've sought out people who really watch the game and seek to understand it on the internet, people that I talk to, people that I follow on social media. I've found those people who I think really understand what's going on, and I kind of learned how to watch the game the way they do. I kind of learned how to look at stuff the way that they do. Because there are a lot of people who just watch football to be entertained for 3 hours and then they go do something else until there's another game. And there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people do that. I got no problem with that. There are people on YouTube who make videos who are basically like that. But I just kind of found those people and I was like, this is how I want to watch football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way I can put it.
It's pretty crazy to see your channel grow, man. Like,
It's been fun.
Yeah. So it's pretty nice to see.
Yeah, that's cool, man. But yeah, you've been here for over 2 years then.
Yeah, you definitely one of the real Seahawks fans I've seen on this YouTube. So yeah, you're honest about the team, which I like. You're not afraid to criticize. A lot of fans, they don't like talking bad about their team. I'm always will always listen to what you have to say because I know like what you say is like mostly correct about the Seahawks. And
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Hold on one second here. Okay. All right. So let me see here. Ghost.
What's up?
So trade deadline's in 11 days. We know we're not getting AB. We know we're not getting Yannick Ngakoue because he got traded as well. Are there players that you would like to see this team pursue the trade?
Quentin Williams from the Jets. I saw something on Twitter saying that the Jets were trying to trade Quentin Williams for a second-round pick. I'm like, why not? We definitely need to pick him up. We need a pass rush. I was thinking J.J. Watt or Ryan Kerrigan too. Honestly, we just need some pass rush. Just trade away something for pass rush. Because, you saw what the Ravens did earlier today. They got Yannick Ngakoue. And pass rush, I feel like if we got pass rush, it would instantly help our defense big time. Because QB seem to have all day to throw the ball against us, and it's so annoying to watch. So we definitely need some pass rush. Quinn Williams for sure, though.
How about you, Askell? Anybody you want to go after?
So if we're gonna do that, going out and trade for somebody, which is really smart, being a contender. I think you got to go defense for sure, because our offense is playing at a really high level, and Quinton Williams is a really good guy. I watched him in college, and he was just a freak. He's a really good athlete. He's really stout. He can kind of just do everything well. But yeah, him, Dunlap. I think Dunlap you can get for pretty cheap at this point, since he's not getting a lot of snaps over in Cincy. Because they're giving that guy Carl Lawson a lot of the snaps for.
Yeah, and they've got Sam Hubbard.
Yeah. So I think Dunlap would be a great option. He'd beat up, automatic starter, brings a lot of leadership, veteran. You can get him for pretty cheap. So it's not like a guy you have to keep around for the next year. But those two guys are probably the best, in my opinion.
All right, that's fair enough. So Ghost, anything else you want to say? Anything else you got for us?
I don't know. I just want to say, keep up the good videos, man, and look forward to watching a lot of your videos. And hopefully you do this again so I can call in next time.
Yeah, I appreciate you supporting the channel, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime, man. For sure.
All right. Peace out, man. I'm going to let you go and bring somebody else on. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
See you guys.
All right. We're bringing on, I believe this is Zario. Zario, welcome to the stream.
Yo, what's up?
It's good.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you. How you doing tonight?
Chilling, not much.
All right. So I got to ask, like I've asked everybody, because this is the issue that is splitting Seahawks Nation right now. AB, what do you think?
Yeah.
We didn't get him. What do you think?
I think AB's a hell of a player, Hall of Fame caliber. But I feel like we only wanted to bring him in because of Russell Wilson and his connection. I don't think he would have been actually someone that everyone likes on the team, or just someone that's really good.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah. So I've asked a few other people this question. I'm going to go to you on this one now. Which player has been the happiest surprise for you this season? You've had a lot of good ones already so far. What's yours?
God, biggest surprise. Damian Lewis. Yeah, he's been a great player. I'd like to say Ryan Neal because he has really stepped up for the Jamal Adams injury, but there has been a lot of plays where he's looked like a practice squad guy, which sucks. But for him to come into that role, from the practice squad, not playing a lot of snaps before that, I think it's really nice just to see him not being just total trash out there, because I think that's what everyone expected to happen.
Yeah.
But he's been a nice surprise, and I'd say he's probably the best surprise so far, to be honest.
Yeah, I apparently Pro Football Reference gave him 3 QB pressures against the Vikings, which is big because that constituted 25% of our QB pressures in that game. So that was a big deal, getting those QB pressures. Yeah, he missed some plays in that game. He made some mistakes, but he did do some good stuff.
Yeah, I think that's what you're going to get with him.
All right, Zario, let me ask you about this Cardinals game now. What do you think about this Cardinals game? How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, I think Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, they've been on fire. I mean, not against the best teams, but they're still great. It's obviously Hopkins, what he can do. And they just had a great performance against the Cowboys. I mean, the Cowboys, they're kind of up and down, but I think it's going to be a close game, but I think we can pull it off for sure. Closer than people expect.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. I'm sorry. How do you pronounce your name, man? Askell?
It's Axel. It's like if there was an X where the X
Axel.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'll go with Axel. That's pretty good. So let me ask you, who's your favorite Seahawks player of all time?
Oh shoot. It's either Marshawn Lynch or Richard Sherman.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
A lot of people probably get mad for me saying Richard Sherman, but God, man, it's hard for me to hate him because, you know, when he was with the Seahawks, he was obviously absolute baller. But, you know, it's not like when he was trash talking in all those games, it's not like he's an idiot and he's just like, he went to Stanford, you know, he got like a 4.2 GPA.
Oh yeah,
he's a smart guy. He's not an idiot. And like, I think he's just, you know, his activism, he's just a really good guy. But yeah, I'd really like for him to come back one day, as you know, later in the line. You know, obviously going to the Niners, that really sucks. But also, yeah, but yeah, I'd probably say Richard Sherman, to be honest, even though it's pretty unpopular. But
I mean, we're mad at Sherman right now, but in 8 years, we're not going to remember any of that stuff. We're going to remember the fact that he made All-Pro 4 times and won a Super Bowl in Seattle.
Yeah, I agree.
So we're going to be all right. We're gonna get around that. We're gonna get around that. Okay, so all right. Let's see here. Zario, how long have you been following the channel? How long have you been part of this team?
At least a few months. It was definitely before like 800 subscribers and all that.
Oh wow,
like
okay.
500 subscribers.
Yeah, I was at that number for a long time. The channel was not growing for quite some time, and then I started taking it a little more seriously. I started making more videos, and it just kind of blew up. So it's been fun. But yeah, I appreciate that support, Zario. I appreciate that support. Who's your favorite Seahawk of all time?
All time, I think it's honestly Cam Chancellor. The dude was just the hardest hitter ever. You
I
know,
can't
the
argue.
play against Calvin Johnson where he punched it out. I mean, that was like one of my favorite plays.
I think Cam Chancellor was one of the best
gotta go
highlight
with
tapes in
Cam.
NFL history.
Yeah. It's too bad that over the last 5 years, it feels like we've had more career-ending injuries than anybody else. We had the Averill thing.
Mhm.
You know, Averill had years left, and then it was just done. Cam, he had years left, and then he had one injury. It was done. I mean, to a certain extent, you might say even Doug Baldwin, because he was still pretty young and he had to retire.
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason why that era of Seahawks football fell apart so fast. Yeah, Ricardo Lockett wasn't a huge part, but he was a player on that team. So, yeah, that's one of the sad things. It just seems like we had more career-ending injuries than a team is supposed to have over that short of an era. Like the Cowboys had Travis Frederick's career end recently because he had a very rare bone disease or something like that. But yeah, Jeremy Lane, there's another one dropped off in the chat. Just shouts out Jeremy Lane. His career basically ended in the Super Bowl. All right, so Axel. All right, so this next stretch of football for the Seahawks is the tough part of the season. We have Arizona, we play the 49ers, although the 49ers aren't quite what we thought they were going to be. We play the Bills, we play the Rams. How do you think we're going to do in this stretch? What are you looking for in the next few games?
So next couple weeks will definitely be harder. But if you look at the schedule, like the later, you know, like December, you know, we got like the football team. I think do we play the Giants?
Yeah, Giants and Jets.
Giants. I mean, that stretch, we should win those games, obviously. But yeah, Cardinals could probably be the number 2 team in our division if they keep heating up, which I think they will. And then 49ers, it's kind of hard to say with them, you know. Yeah, they're not the team we thought they were going to be, but, you know, they still have athletes, man, and they're going to get better, I think. Once they get, like, guys like Richard Sherman back and, D Ford. I mean, that Week 17 game against the Niners in San Fran should be a good one, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Zario, how do you feel about this upcoming stretch? Because this is the tough part of the season. How are you feeling about it?
I think I'm feeling pretty well about it. I think this Cardinals game we can take care of 49ers. I think a lot of people think we're gonna lose the Bills. I honestly don't see it. I think the Bills defense has been a lot worse than last year, and their defense. I mean, they got Tre'Davious White, but I feel like we can really pass the ball against them. And honestly, I think we might lose to the Rams just because Sean McVay always has something up his sleeve against us, and I feel like we don't really perform against the Rams like we do against other teams.
Rams are tough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean the Rams. That's just so tough because we're gonna have to score so many points to keep up because you know they're gonna score their points. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean every game is intimidating, but when we get to that stretch of football against Washington and the New York teams and Philadelphia, even although Philadelphia's won a couple games, we know they're not a good team. We all know the Eagles are not a good team. It should be pretty smooth sailing. So if we can survive this stretch of football with, even like 2 losses, we're looking fantastic.
I feel like the Rams are more dynamic now without Todd Gurley because they have so many running backs now. I mean, Cam Akers, Darrell Henderson, I think is his name.
Yeah, they have been incredibly
They
good
have that
in the running
trio.
game this year.
Yeah, it's kind of scary to be honest.
All right, Axel, you got anything else you want to say?
Just keep up the good work, man. You make really good videos, really informative. Yeah, I'll be in the chat.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and bring somebody else on. Thank you for coming on and supporting the channel.
Yep. Have a good night,
All right.
guys.
All right, so I'm going to bring on Jason Ernst now. Jason Ernst, you're on.
Hello, sorry about my camera. It's in an awkward spot on my computer, and my camera is really fuzzy, so.
It's all right. It's all right. Don't worry about it. So, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. So, I got to ask, just like I'm asking everybody tonight, what's your take on the Antonio Brown stuff? Because that's the thing that everyone's talking about.
I don't like it, just the fact that we didn't get him just because he's talented, and I think the talent he has would help on the field would help us, but the off the field distractions I don't like. So I'm kind of torn on it, to be honest.
Yeah, it is a complicated issue. I said it in the stream recently. Getting AB could cost your team winning the Super Bowl, but not getting AB could also cost your team the Super Bowl. You don't know which one it's going to be. We might get to the playoffs and the offense might sputter because we don't have a good enough receiver, or you could get AB and he could ruin your season. Like a lot of people are saying, don't get AB, he can ruin the season. But the other thing I always say to that is, not getting AB could also ruin your season. We don't know. Could go either way. But yeah, so it's a complex issue, and I appreciate the nuance, Jason. All right, so Zario. So do you as you know, the Seahawks do not have a lot of draft capital right now because we traded a lot of it for Jamal Adams. Do you want us to use the draft capital we have for maybe another trade for another piece, or do you want to save it for the upcoming draft? What's your take?
I kind of want to go all out and just win this Super Bowl. So my top 2 are Williams on the Jets because we could do just a second round pick for him, or Ryan Kerrigan. I mean, he's a hell of a good player and he's a veteran. I feel like he could bring in some stuff like what Bobby Wagner and Jamal Adams can install in the defense. And yeah, I just want to go all out. And if we get Williams, I mean, he has a bright future ahead of him. I mean, he was I think 3rd or 4th pick of the draft a few years ago, so that would be a steal.
Yeah, Quinnen Williams. I mean, nobody could really be mad if we spent our we spent our 2nd round pick on a Quinnen Williams equivalent in the draft. So I say do it. It's kind of like when the Steelers traded their 1st round pick to get Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick was so young that getting him for their first round pick was completely reasonable. If they had done that in the draft, it would have been totally fine. It's kind of the same thing to me. Two quick announcements. The Dodgers just won game 3, 6-2. The game just ended. And I have now hit 1,560 subscribers. So we got to another multiple of 10 milestone, 1,560.
So, though we have limited draft capital, is it possible that we could get both Dunlap and Atkins, or is that not at all possible?
Well, if I'm the Bengals, I just want to get something for those guys. I don't care how much it is. I don't want to pay those guys because they're both making decent money. I don't want to have those guys here because they're not helping me win. And right now, this team is obviously not going anywhere good. And next year, those guys are probably going to be washed up completely. So I'm just trying to get them out of town. Now, the reason why you probably can't trade for both is because it would be so expensive. Like, you would have to move so much money around to make that happen. But in terms of draft capital, it's no problem. So, Jason, let me ask you, though, what do you think about this upcoming Cardinals game? What's your take on it?
I like our chances of winning just because of our past future in playing good against Arizona in Arizona. They usually play better against us up here, which I don't understand. It would make more sense if they played better against us at home. But anyway, so I'm feeling we should do pretty good in this game, even without Adams.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the defense of Arizona has improved enough where you can say it's, going to really stop people. It's gotten a little bit better, but I don't think it's there yet. And Kyler Murray is also not completely there yet. I think he's missing some consistency, at least in the last few weeks.
Turnovers.
Mm-hmm. So I think I like us winning by 14 or more.
That'd be nice. It'd be nice to have a stress-free Sunday night game. Yeah. That's actually the other thing. The game got flexed to Sunday Night Football. We're playing another Sunday night game. Do you guys like Zario? I'll start with you, Zario. Do you like that? Do you like playing a third Sunday night game after 6 total games?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I like watching, I normally watch, most games throughout the day, so that's just the Sunday night to end it off. Hopefully it ends good. It's always exciting on Sunday night, so I like it. Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jason, how do you feel about it?
I like it. Russell plays really good in primetime games, so hopefully that gives us a chance to blow out Arizona.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I asked this question in the earlier stream. How many primetime games has Wilson lost in his career? I could only think of 2012 against the Niners, 2018 against the Bears, 2017 against the Falcons, and 2019 against the Rams. Is that it?
Yes, I believe that. Yeah, that is it.
Probably, I think so.
Oh, I can think of.
Yeah. There's probably a couple more I'm not remembering, but our record in these primetime games is definitely very good. So that's kind of fun. All right. Zario, do you have anything else you'd like to say?
I mean, just congrats on 1,500 subs and keep going. I like the stat. All the videos, they're dope. Keep it up.
Yeah. I'm going to keep going with it for sure. I said I was going to, I'm trying to do daily content these days. I'm trying to do one video every day. And for the most part, I've been able to do that. All right, Zario, thank you for coming out and supporting the channel, man.
You have a good one, man.
You too. Peace out. All right. All right. Hasher, I'm going to bring you back in, buddy.
Hey, what's up? It's good to be back.
Yeah. So we're winding down the night here, but I'm going to go ahead and try to get through the last few people in the queue. Yeah. So, Jason, how long have you been a Seahawks fan? Let me ask you that.
I have been a Seahawk fan since I was 4, and I'm now basically 24, so 20 years.
That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. I started in '96 when I was like 5 years old.
That's the exact year I was born.
Very nice, very nice. So,
Damn, I'm 17.
yeah, a lot of the people who watch my channel, they might not remember like the Rick Meyer, Dennis Erickson, Chris Warren, Joey Galloway Seahawks, but that was my first Seahawks team. My first Seahawks team was the Dennis Erickson, Rick Meyer team. That was it was not fun. Things were not good back then, man.
I mean, mine was Matt Hasselback and the Legion of Boom. Well, not Legion, my bad. Marshawn Lynch.
2008.
9.
2008. No, that was before Lynch. 2008, our running back was
Are you sure?
Julio Jones, I think. We traded for Lynch in 2010.
Okay, that I'm definitely tripping.
Yeah.
I
So let's see here. All right, so Jason.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this next stretch of games? It's the toughest stretch of the season by a far. It's like we got the Rams, the Bills, the Cardinals, who's the other team?
Niners.
Niners. Not that the Niners are great, but they're still decent. How you feeling about it?
I'm feeling good about it. I think we can win a lot of the games. I think the toughest game maybe at Buffalo, just because that could be cold and snowy and have inclement weather, and their defense could be playing better. But so could ours. So still hold out hope for that improvement. Maybe they can get a cornerback in a trade, even though I don't know which ones would be available.
Okay, fair enough, man. Fair enough.
Hey, Brendan, what's the possibility of fans this season in our stadium?
I'm not super optimistic about it, but the more stadiums let fans in, the more likely it is. I just don't feel like it's going to happen this year. I'm sorry to say. I feel like that we're going to be the last people to jump on the boat. I feel like this CenturyLink will be the last stadium on. I will say that much.
I mean, some teams like already announced they're not going to have fans at all this season, and then there was us that announced before the season started that we're going to have no fans for the first 3 home games. So that sounds interesting to me, you know.
Well, they've already announced there will be no fans for the 4th game either.
Really?
They've already kind of, yeah. I believe they've already said like there will be no fans for the Niners game. Excuse me.
Damn, man. We need the fans, though. I mean, basically, home field advantage is going to be useless.
Yeah, hopefully we can get some in the second half of the year, but I'm not super optimistic.
Well, the NFL needs to change their sound policy because right now it's stuck at like 70 decibels, which is way wider than an average home game.
Yeah, that's pretty weak if true.
Unless you're like watching the Jets or Giants who aren't very good and no one shows up, but
right. Yeah. So, yeah, Jason. Oh, by the way, Jason, are you in Washington State or are you one of the national Seahawks fans?
I'm in Washington State.
Yeah, we have fans all over this country. I have to say, I'm always impressed. We got fans in all parts of the country. So I think that's pretty cool. Hasher, you're in California, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in Los Angeles, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's kind of tough. Although you can probably go to a Seahawks game every year if you're in LA.
Yeah, I did. Last year I went to that the really painful one where
that
the
was
final
not
score
fun,
was 28-12. If you were there, man, I'm telling you, you would be as much pain. Like honestly, watching it like live, like at the stadium is more painful than watching it at home on TV.
Oh yeah, the last game I went to was the NFC title game against the Packers. It was terrible. It was 3 hours of misery, and then we finally did something in the last 4 minutes.
Yeah, Russell Wilson played pretty bad in that game, like really
Yeah,
bad.
that was a mess of a game. Wilson couldn't get anything going. Curse played probably the worst game he ever played.
Yeah, I think he had like 6 drops in that game. 6 drops.
Yeah, it was really bad. It was really, really bad.
I was glad our defense was so good at that point, though, because that really did keep us in that game.
Right. All right. Hasher, since I didn't ask you this when you were on first, who is your favorite Seahawks player of all time?
Of all time? Oh my god. Well, I want to say Matt Hasselbeck because that's like the first player I ever watched on the Seahawks.
Yeah.
But no, if to me all time it's Russell Wilson. Like I'm in college right now. I watch his film every day to prepare for football practice.
Mhm.
I want to be like him, but obviously it's impossible. He's my favorite player. He's an inspiration. But he is by far my favorite Seahawk of all time. I don't think it's close anymore. It's him first, then Matt Hasselbeck, then Richard Sherman.
hmm That's pretty good, man. Jason, did you answer that one yet? Have you said that?
No, I haven't answered it, but I will. And it's Wilson and Walter Jones.
That's pretty solid, man. I mean, Walter was special. I grew up in the era of Walter Jones. Like Walter Jones was drafted the year after I started watching, so I know how special he was.
I would think he's probably the best, or is the best offensive lineman the Seahawks have ever had. So
Yeah, it's going to be very hard for anybody to ever come close to what Walter was.
I have a question, Brendan.
All right.
What do you see the future here for Russell Wilson?
I mean, look, I'm sure he's frustrated that we're not landing him superstars.
Yeah.
Although I will say this, DK Metcalf is clearly becoming a superstar. So that has to be taken into account when you're evaluating how this front office is doing for Wilson. Right now, DK Metcalf looks like he may very well be on his way to being the best receiver in NFL history. I'm sorry, not in Seahawks franchise history, and one of the better ones in NFL history if he keeps this up. So that's a big thing. So I think that Wilson's going to continue to play the way he's playing right now. There's no reason for him not to. He's got an offensive coordinator who has a solid understanding of of how to utilize him. I have to give Schottenheimer a lot of credit. I think he's got a lot of this stuff pretty well down.
Yeah, but like my question is like how do you see him retiring here or no?
I think he probably will. There are players who are good that you need to let go from time to time, but QB is not one of them because having that QB is half the battle, maybe even more than half the battle. So I don't think we're ever going to let him go. If he ever gets to the point in his career where he's not very good, but he still wants to play, then maybe we can talk. Maybe it'll be like a Brady thing where he doesn't think he's done, but other people think that, but the team thinks he's done. Maybe, but of all the things to be worried about with this team, I don't think losing Russell Wilson right now is one of them. If there's one player you make sure you do whatever you have to do to keep, it would be him.
Yeah, I would agree with you a lot. My thing is, if we don't win a Super Bowl in these like in this like he has like 4 more years on his contract. If we don't win, I'd say 1 to 2. I think if we actually don't win any, I think he's gonna really leave. I'm pretty sure he's gonna leave because he wants to win Super Bowls. Like, have you seen like his post game everything like interviews and stuff? He keeps saying like I want to win Super Bowls. I want to be the best in the world. That kind of stuff, you know. So another thing, he says, I want an offense like the Chiefs. I mean, we're kind of doing that, but I mean, like if you see the Chiefs right now, they're a run first team now, kind of. I mean, have you seen them right
now?
They
were a run first team in that game against Buffalo because Buffalo provided interesting challenges.
Yeah, but even against the Texans too. I mean, they've been running the ball a lot in under the Andy Reid era.
That's true.
But again, like I said, like if we don't let Russell Wilson do his thing, 1, if we don't win Super Bowls, 2, and if we obviously don't give Russell Wilson superstars, then he may very well leave. But I think the biggest of all is the Super Bowl. That he wants that badly.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to have ample opportunity to win a Super Bowl with him here over the next 4 years. That's for sure because of the way he's playing and the way DK's playing. So I don't know. That's so far away. I can't be bothered to be worried about it. Like, I don't know
agree.
what this team is going to look like in 4 years. I
Yeah.
don't know anything about what this team is going to look like in 4 years.
I heard. Have you seen Bobby Wagner on the podcast with Mark Ingram and Cam Jordan? He said if the Seahawks make like this new jersey, it's like a green trim on the sides, and there's like full black. It's like a new color rush. He said if the Seahawks make that with Nike, at least for 1 year, he's gonna retire the team. What do you think
Yeah,
of that?
I did see that. It's actually a cool looking jersey.
It is.
I'm pretty sure he was exaggerating
Hopefully.
when he said he was going to retire once they did it. I'm sure that was just him being facetious. But yeah, that was a nice looking jersey. So, Jason, do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Well, one thing is about money and/or fans. I don't know if they're gonna allow the fans back in. I actually don't think they will. And I was
No.
reading just articles online, and they're saying that it's gonna cause the NFL to lose money. So one of the articles I read, at least, it said the salary cap could drop from anywhere from $40 million to $70 million, depending on how much the NFL loses. So that could have an effect on who we go for in terms of trading, or how many trades are made during the deadline.
Right. I mean, I'm pessimistic about that, but I didn't think we were going to have a season, and we're having a season right now. So all we can do is wait and see. All right, Jason, I want to thank you for coming in tonight, but I'm going to go ahead and let you go and get somebody else in here. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for supporting the channel, man.
You're welcome. Thank you. It's great content, and I enjoy watching it. So
All right, I appreciate it. Okay, Trey Williams, you're on, buddy.
Hey, Brendan, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good tonight, man. How about yourself?
I'm great, man. Great. Love your channel. No, I wrote something in the chat earlier when you started it about Stephen A. Smith on First Take. He was talking about running backs and how they should be
Yeah, I remember
compensated.
that.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
So where like their salary per year should be taken off the book, off the salary cap books. I was wondering what your thoughts were on that in regards to Chris Carson. He's a valuable piece of our team.
Yeah, it's a very interesting idea, because I think what Stephen A is trying to say with that is that running backs only last like 3 to 4 years in the NFL. They only last a handful of years. They have very short careers, so nobody wants to pay them because they know that running backs only last so long. Like Zeke was the best running back in the league 2 years ago, and he already kind of looks like, I don't even know if he belongs in the NFL right now with how he's playing. So I think what he's saying is let teams pay running backs a lot of money without it counting against the cap. So that way running backs can get paid what they deserve, and teams can protect themselves from a running back becoming quickly washed up. It's an interesting idea. It kind of reminds me of a suggestion that somebody once had, where every NBA player could have one player. Every NBA team could have one player who didn't count against the cap, because a player like LeBron James is worth $80 million because of all the marketing he does for your team. But you can't pay LeBron $80 million because it'll ruin the rest of your team. So it kind of makes me think of that. It's an interesting idea. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's kind of an interesting concept. I kind of like that, Trey. That's the creative thinking that I kind of like, because running backs like Chris Carson deserves to get paid, but I don't want this team to give themselves a big anchor in the form of a long-term Carson contract. So that's an interesting idea.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Trey, let me ask you, what do you think about the Antonio Brown stuff? Because every Seahawks fan has an opinion on that.
I mean, obviously he's had his issues. But I mean, I was so confident in the Seattle Seahawks culture that I don't think it would have been of an issue from that front. I mean, if so, we could have just cut him. Wasn't really a lot we were given to get him. But just from a team standpoint, I really wanted him. I thought he could just bolster our offense, because from what I'm seeing in games, our deep ball is great, but game sometimes is lacking in terms of kind of dinking and dunking in what we need going downfield. So I really felt like he helped in that area. And obviously, he's a 4-time All-Pro. He would have helped in all facets of the passing game, and just where our defense is, can't really rely on it. I think our scheme is just kind of broken. So, I mean, anything that we can do to continue bolstering the offense and getting them on par with, the Kansas City Chiefs, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, those teams, and just really outscoring teams, I felt would have been in our favor to do. But
Right. Fair enough. I mean, I generally wanted to do it. I can understand why somebody wouldn't want to, but I felt like it was worth the risk.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Hasher, you got anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah, I have one question and one thought. Is that okay?
Go ahead.
Number one thought, what do you think of Tyler Lockett not getting that many targets and catches as he's used to getting?
That's something that's just going to happen. Tyler Lockett is our number 2 receiver now. I like Lockett. He has his role, but Metcalf is just better than him right now. And that's even with all the mistakes Metcalf is making. So Lockett's always been a team player. Lockett will be there for us when we need him. And I think that's really all there is to it. I like Lockett a lot. I think every Seahawks fan does, but this is not about Tyler Lockett's fantasy football performance. This is about winning football, and Lockett is just not as good as Metcalf is right now.
Last question. Is in my head right now. Oh yeah. Do you see a possibility of Ken Norton Jr. getting fired like through the season or after the season?
I suspect Carroll knows that Norton is not really doing anything, so he knows firing him has no point. That would be my guess right now. He knows that he's in control of the defense.
Okay.
I don't think that he thinks that Carroll is I'm sorry, Norton. I don't think that he thinks Norton has any influence on this defense, so maybe he won't fire him for that reason.
All right.
All right, Hasher, thank you for coming out, man.
No, thank you for all this, man. I love watching your stuff. Can't wait for your game preview, whatever it is, tomorrow, right? Your game preview?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Have a good one, you guys.
Right, peace out, man. Okay. I see somebody named DJ Kang in the queue. Could you please post who you are in the chat, buddy? I need to confirm your identity, DJ Kang. So just shout out in the chat. All right. So Trey, what do you think about this game against the Cardinals coming up? Big game this weekend.
yeah, man, it's going to be a challenge. Cardinals look really great against the Cowboys with DeAndre Hopkins. Kyler Murray's getting, he's a lot better than last year, and he's only going to keep getting better. I know I was watching, I can't remember if it was the show with Brandon Marshall and I can't remember the other guy's name, but they were just kind of talking about if Kyler can be better than Russell Wilson is at his peak. And just he's a really great player. It's going to be tough. I'm nervous for the game. I don't see them, overtaking us in the division, but I feel like this is kind of that game where we can be had if the offense doesn't, bring it. I think you mentioned it in one of your posts that the offense really needs to go off, especially with, the whole not getting Antonio Brown. This is definitely not a time for the offense to kind of be lackluster. So, I'm nervous for the game, but I'm confident in our Hawks. I think we'll get it together and pull it out. Me personally. What about you?
Yeah. I feel good about it. I think we can go off on that defense. That defense is looking weak without Chandler, in my estimation.
Mm-hmm.
All right. DJ Marley Hype, you're on. Welcome to the stream, buddy.
Hey, man. Yeah, I'm nervous for that Cardinal game.
Well, you should be nervous about every game. That's what we do here in Seattle. We make every game interesting, but I feel pretty good about it, man. So good to see you on, DJ. You were on the first call-in show, weren't you?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. So you're concerned about this game. How do you feel about it? How do you talk through it? Talk through your mentality right now.
Mentality is that I'm just hoping that I don't know. Like I thought Jamal was gonna be back, but his injury is way worse I thought that he'd be back. Like I thought that he might be back for the Vikings game, but he's been out. Like I thought, oh, he's coming back for this week. No, still out.
Yeah, it's not ideal. I agree with that. So, Trey Williams, let me ask you,
Yeah,
how long have you been following my channel, man?
since the end of last season, like in the playoffs, towards the playoffs, I think it was
Oh,
right
really?
after we won against the Eagles. Yeah. So I seen your channel kind of blowing up. So to you again, man. Like, love the content and everything. Well deserved. So
I appreciate that.
yeah.
I appreciate that.
I saw you were
Yeah.
asking some of your other followers who their favorite Seahawks were. I was gonna throw a throwback at you. I know he wasn't with the team that long, but really enjoyed Joey Galloway when he was here.
Yeah, I remember Galloway.
Yeah,
Galloway was the
really
star when I first started watching.
okay.
Yeah, I've been a fan since about 2010 when I was 6.
Yeah, Galloway was the superstar of the team when I first got into it. Yeah. I think the first Seahawks player I really loved, and this is kind of random, but it was probably Ricky Waters.
Oh, I love Ricky
He
too.
was the first player that I really liked. He was only here for a year, but I loved Ricky Waters.
Mm-hmm. Because he came from San Francisco, right?
Yeah, he came from San Francisco, and it was cool because he was here. He was the starting running back when Sean Alexander was a rookie.
Okay.
And Ricky Waters taught Sean Alexander a lot, I think, and helped him a lot. I like Ricky Waters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, DJ, who's your favorite? Let me ask you that.
I don't know. I've always been a big Russell Wilson fan. Like I went to the Russell Academy 1 year.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
I got to what's it called? Like Ricardo Lockett and Percy Harvin and a bunch of guys on the team that were also there.
Oh yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. So, Trey, let me ask you this. Do you want the Seahawks to use their limited draft capital remaining to acquire somebody in a trade? Because now we know we're not getting AB. So do you want to try to make a move on somebody else?
I do, just because I feel like our window, I mean, it was kind of funny how we kind of did a hybrid rebuild. We didn't full on kind of rebuilt on the fly. And I just feel like we're a Super Bowl contender, do all we can to win it, because these times aren't, guaranteed every year. So if you're in position to make a move here or there to kind of get you over the top, I feel like that's what needs to happen. Don't waste Russell Wilson's prime. In his prime, he hasn't played any better than he's played in his career. We got to maximize that, my opinion.
All right, Trey. Anything else you'd like to say?
Just Brendan, thank you for allowing me to get on. Been great talking to you. Keep doing these and keep up the great work, man. Really enjoy your channel.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, I'm gonna let you go, man. Have a good evening.
All right, man. Yep, too.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I feel like we should go after Ryan Kerrigan.
That's a reasonable pick. All right, I'm gonna bring on real quick here Sam Dog. Is this Sam Dog?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, it's me. Hey, Brendan.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good, man. I mean, what are the chances now of possibilities of possibly going for a Ryan Kerrigan trade, possibly?
Well, if we're gonna do that, I want to get Carlos Dunlap. I think he has more left. But also he means less to that organization. The Bengals don't love Dunlap the way the football team loves Kerrigan. Kerrigan, I think, is their all-time leader in sacks. I think Ryan Kerrigan has more sacks than any player in that franchise's history. So they may value him a little too highly.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks about the whole AB thing not going through, but for me, it's just move on and let's just go with what we got. And just for me, I mean, it sucks. We're not going to have freaking Jamal Adams for this game against Arizona, which is definitely huge to not have Jamal. I think that's definitely going to freaking kill us in some parts of, pass rush and whatnot, too, especially when he rushes the quarterback, too. And then Jordan Brooks is going to be back, though. I mean, But I'm not really expecting much because we know this Arizona team's gonna pass all over us, like we talked about in the preview with DeAndre Hopkins.
I don't.
Right.
Hopkins is questionable. So he might not play.
Well, Hopkins is going to play. We all know he's going to play. He's not going to miss a divisional game unless he fell off.
No ankle injury is going to hold back Hopkins from playing.
Yeah, Hopkins can at least body people. So, so DJ, toughest part of the schedule coming up now. How do you feel? How do you feel about these upcoming games? Because this is the hard part.
I think that this game is going to be a tough one. The Niner game is going to be somewhat tough. I think that they're going to have I don't know, I feel like they're a team that's going to do a lot of short passes. Then the Bills game, I'm not that worried about the Bills if I'm being honest, because I feel like Allen's not the quarterback that's just going to dissect us like a Matt Ryan. He's not he doesn't really hit those easy passes. I'm not that as worried about the Bills. And the Rams, they always scare me. They always just completely throw the house all over us. And then the Cardinals game Thursday night, yeah, it's going to be a tough one. But I don't know when fans are going to be allowed.
Yeah, I mean, they just said for the San Fran game that they're not going to have fans in there for the November 1st game against the 49ers.
Yeah.
I saw that announcement a little while back. It freaking sucks, because the other times, I mean, I was going up there for the other home games and watching from outside with Big Low and some of the other super fans out there, and then we greeted the players coming out of the stadium in their cars, so that was fun. It's just, I mean, it's not doing that doesn't compare to being in the stadium, especially going by the tunnel when they first open the doors, to pump the players up by the tunnel like I do on my videos. I like to show everybody what I like to do, getting players fired up for the games and getting autographs when I feel like getting the autographs and just trying to motivate them. And that's one of the things that factored into why Pete Carroll, I think, got me that jersey from when he said it to me that we got to give me that new jersey in LA. I mean, just not being inside of it freaking sucks, man.
I know.
Yeah. It's sad. Real quick, H1, I saw you in the queue a minute ago, but you popped out. If you get back in the queue, I'll let you in a few minutes. So I don't know if you had to leave or something, but if you want to come back in the queue, you can get in a couple minutes here. So anyway, so for those of you who don't know, me and Sam do a collaboration on his channel every week where we discuss pregame stuff for each Seahawks game. So you can
and
go
how
check
we can
them
win
out if
those
you'd like
games.
to. I'm sorry?
And basically keys to what we have to do to win those games too.
Yeah, so if you want to do that, you can go check out his channel. It's Sam Dog the Infamous 253 on YouTube. All right.
And then I also do red zone reactions when the Seahawks aren't playing with my buddy Dallas Stewart whenever he comes over, which Brandon, I never quite got the opportunity to thank you for coming into the chat for a bit on that when I was doing it last time.
Yeah. DJ, anything else you'd like to say?
I just want to say, go Hawks and all. This game's nerve-wracking, but I think no matter what, we're still gonna be 5-1, and I want the Bears to beat the Rams, and this Patriots-Niners game, it feels like kind of a win-win or in the loss-loss.
Yeah, it could be. I'm telling you, man, if the Niners lose and we win, you can kind of cross the Niners off to win the division because they're going to be in such a big hole.
Right, and then
such a big hole.
Kind of in a way, we want every one of our division rivals to lose, so that way we can get distance over our rivals. I mean, me and my dad were talking about that Bears-Rams game, and as much as my buddy Dallas said that we need the Bears to start losing games too because they're 5-1, my dad told me it would be better for our NFC West rivals to lose so we can get distance on them and try to win the division.
The Bears are going to drop a couple games, in my opinion. Foles isn't going to pull his magic every Sunday.
Yeah. All right, DJ, thank you for coming out, but I'm going to go ahead and let you go and let one more person in.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I appreciate having you around, man.
Bye, DJ.
Peace out. Go Hawks, man. Have a good evening.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm going to let in one more person, and that's going to do it for me tonight. We've gone for almost 3 hours, so I'm going to let okay, he just dropped off the queue. H1, jump back in. Sorry about that, man. I was just about to add you, and then it just disappeared. But yeah, we've gone for almost 3 hours tonight, so I'm going to hop off here pretty soon.
Yeah. Things have been crazy today with that AB news, bro.
Yeah, my chat. I mean, I was streaming when it happened.
Yeah, I know. I came on
So
for a little bit. My buddy Anish was a little late on some of the stuff, so sorry about that.
yeah,
Just
no, it was funny because my whole chat had been freaking out about AB stuff for like a half hour, and then you just come in there like, "Hey, did you hear about the Bucks and AB?" And it was pretty funny. Don't worry about it, dude. It was funny.
I had to wait till the news was really official before I could do my video talking my thoughts on it, man. That's how
Yeah,
crazy it was.
yeah, I get that. I mean, there were a lot of reports that were preemptive, probably. A lot of people were saying he had signed before his plane had even landed in Tampa. But I've read some stuff that have said that basically Brady was so close to AB during this entire offseason that there was no way anybody else would get him if Brady wanted him. The only obstacle was Brady needed to convince Bruce Arians. Like apparently Brady was just throwing a fit demanding AB until AB got there. Yeah, H1, I don't know if you're still in the stream or not, but
the Tom Brady effect.
I was just about to let you on when you disappeared from the queue. So if you get in the next few minutes, I can let you on here at the tail end.
Tom
But
Brady
yeah,
has an effect against certain players, man. There's no denying that. I mean, it must have been from that short time he had with them in New England, too. That's another thing I would put that to the effect of why he wanted Antonio Brown and why AB wanted Tom Brady.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm disappointed. I'm not really mad about it. I think that you can make a pretty good argument either way. But yeah, I don't know if the offense goes out there against Arizona and just puts up 41 or 44, whatever. If we drop a lot of points on Arizona, nobody's going to care about any of this.
Yeah, then everyone can basically drop all the AB crap and get back to what we have going now with DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and the core we have now. Pretty much sums it up.
Although I will say this: if the offense doesn't play well against Arizona, then the AB stuff is going to pick up like never before. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be a bad week.
It's going to pick back up to. It's going to pick back up to where it picked up originally when all the AB shit started, when he was originally trying to get out of Pittsburgh in the first fucking place,
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. All right. So we are now at 1,565 subscribers. So we've actually been blowing up during this whole stream. I've gained like 25 subscribers during this stream alone. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you really got it going on, man. You really got it blowing up, man. Whew. I'm at 1,075 right now, so I'm just trying to get some numbers back up. I'm definitely going to be doing my post-game thoughts after we play the game against Arizona with my buddy Dallas on the speakerphone. So, I mean, just hoping that, the offense can really just go off. I at least want to see at least another 4 or 5 touchdown pass game from Russell Wilson if we get the offense going early. I want to at least see 5 or 6 touchdown passes.
Yeah.
I don't care how we get them, just get them. I don't care if some of them are rushing or on the ground too, just get them. Hell, I'll tell you what, I think we're due for a pick 6.
Defense hasn't been scoring a lot lately, yeah. All right, I'm posting the link in chat one more time. If anybody wants to get in, I plan on cutting off the stream at about 3 hours, so this is your last opportunity to get on the call-in show. Yeah, it's going to run for about 10, 15 more minutes.
Yeah, and my channel is Sam Dog the Infamous 253 in case y'all want to know in the chat, Like I said, me and Brendan do previews every week and drop our keys to the game and what we have to do to win, and then also when we're not playing, I do red zone reactions with my buddy Dallas Stewart, and I also like to talk about moves going on in free agency and trades and everything too going on around the league. Moves basically that I see fit to talk about, For me, that is,
Okay, is this Seahawks Eddie? Is that you?
Oh, it's Eddie Taylor. Hey, Eddie.
Yep, yeah, that's me. What's going on?
Hey, Eddie, how you
Eddie's
doing, man?
one of my people.
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm good. Good to see you back on the stream. I'm only going for a few more minutes, but I'm gonna let you back on. I'm gonna let you on here real quick. How are you feeling today after the AB stuff? Because everybody has an opinion on this.
Yeah, I was just really shocked that that the Bucks just like quickly just snatched him up. Because I know all my Facebook news be like it was eruption like about a lot of the fan base like saying we should bring him here. Yeah, it's just one thing. You just have to ask one question. That's like, what if he starts like acting out and then it's a good chance that we probably end up cutting him like a couple weeks later.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it was a risk I was willing to take. It's not a risk that everyone was willing to take, and I get it. It was definitely something that could have gone wrong. But yeah, Eddie, Eddie's been watching my videos for a while. I've known about Eddie for a while.
Yeah,
So,
Eddie and I have hung out at watch parties, a couple of the watch parties up in Seattle, and I've known Eddie for a long time through social media, and then of course, obviously, some of the viewing parties that we went to, whether it be from Norbs, and then recently we were at the viewing party up outside of Al's Gourmet's and the Hawks Nest for the Seahawks versus Vikings game.
Oh yeah,
right.
that was fun.
Okay,
Yeah,
I want
Eddie
to
was in
address.
my
Okay, I want to address one comment I keep getting. People keep asking me, "Am I going to play Dragon Quest after?" I think I am. So I don't know exactly when, but I'm probably going to go live on Dragon Quest a little after this stream goes down. So you can come watch if you want to. Okay, but yeah, yeah. So yeah, Seahawks Eddie, thank you for coming out tonight. But how you feeling about this Cardinals game?
I mean, like, I feel we're gonna win this game. But it's just like losing Chandler Jones for the Cardinals. That's a huge blow for their defense.
Mm-hmm.
But our offense has to be clicking a lot. We gotta like not let like Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins run all over us.
And then you forget about Kenyon Drake and Chase Edmonds,
And
Eddie.
Kenyon Drake too.
And Chase Edmonds, bro.
And I saw in an injury report like DeAndre Hopkins is questionable for our game Sunday.
I don't think a little ankle injury is going to hold him back from playing, though, Eddie. Me and
he's
Brendan
gonna
already
play.
were discussing this.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he's gonna play.
Yeah, there's no way something little like that's going to hold Hopkins out. Arguably one of the best receivers right now in this game, for sure.
And another thing is like,
hopefully, man.
Sorry. And then I wasn't really shocked when I found out like
we could still keep...
Adams is going to be out again.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
Oh yeah, you can't rush a groin injury.
But yeah, I agree.
Some shit you gotta let heal naturally too. But then another thing is, I just hope that we can keep our winning streak in the desert going strong. It's like we have their number down there, they have our number up here. And me and Brendan discussed this earlier in our preview earlier that if we could just keep that streak going, we really want it to change, but hopefully we just keep the streak alive in the desert and then change that shit when they come to our house on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Couldn't agree more. And we haven't swept them since 2018.
Yeah, we did sweep them in 2018, but both those games, we did sweep them in 2018. Both those games were not fun, though. Those games were not fun.
No, they didn't. Plus, Sebastian Janikowski practically swept the Cardinals. Me and Dallas would always say Seabass swept the Cardinals that year in 2018 because those two games came down to final second field goal kicks to win the game. So Seabass practically swept the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did do that.
And that was when Josh Rosen was their quarterback.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for coming out, but I'm going to go ahead and wind the stream down. So I'm going to let both of you go. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for supporting the channel. But
oh yeah, we got you, Brendan. We always got you.
We got you.
We got you, man.
All right.
Brendan. Thanks for having me on for a bit, man.
See you later, man. All right. See you later, Eddie.
All right. Yeah, you too.
Okay. Captain Rex, thank you for the thank you for the $1.99. Can we play Among Us, please? People in the chat could play. I don't have Among Us. I might be willing to play it with a squad, but I'm not going to be able to get a squad together like tonight. It's not going to be able to happen that fast. Okay, before I go, we've got like 6 minutes left before we hit 3 hours. I want to leave before we hit 3 hours, but okay, so The subscription count hit 1565, so we've been blowing up. If you are watching this stream and you like the content and you haven't subbed yet, then go ahead and please sub. Please like the stream if you haven't already. I think we're up to like 43 likes or something. Also, memberships. I want to go ahead and plug memberships real quick before everybody leaves. If you go scroll down a little bit, click the join button. You can become a member for $1.99 a month, and you get access to chat emojis. We have 7 members so far. I'm able to add more emojis when we get more members. So anybody who wants to do that, it's pretty easy. Just scroll down and click the join button. And okay, that about wraps it up. Let me see here. Oh, Among Us is mobile. Can you play against PC players on mobile? Captain Rex, sure, but are you going to be able to get like 8, 9, or 10 people from chat? Be sure you can do that. Like, I know you can play. I would be willing to play. Maybe a couple other people would be willing to play, but you got to get at least 8 to have a good Among Us team. And you also have to get them all online at the same time. Like after I kill the stream, I got to go do some stuff. I'm not going to be able to jump on anything immediately. Okay. Let me see here. Hold on. Yeah, okay, Among Us is free. Five people is not enough for an Among Us team, though. We need more than 5 people if we're going to do Among Us. All right. Thank you, Cordell. Okay, but if I play on mobile, am I going to be able to do voice chat? Because voice chat makes Among Us. Without voice chat, Among Us kind of isn't very good. Okay, I just downloaded it. We could use Discord, yeah, but I don't want to give out my Discord to a bunch of people on YouTube is the problem, because I use... Okay. I'm willing to play Among Us for a little bit. I don't want to get distracted from Dragon Quest, though, because I do want to beat it. I'm liking it a lot. I don't want to get distracted from Dragon Quest, but I'll play it for a little bit. All right. Okay, 2 minutes left, guys. Anything else in the last 2 minutes? Let's see here. I think that's really about all I can say right now. Yeah, I went over the sub count. I went over memberships. I went over the... I don't know when I'll be... Yeah, Captain, I'm open to it. Austin, you're fine. You good? Okay, 80 seconds. KP, I'm not 100% sure. I'll probably do one when we hit 2,000. Maybe I'll do one before then. I don't know. I'll figure it out as we go. Okay, the thing is, though, if we do Among Us and I stream it, I'm going to have to get it on PC. Right? Is that not true, Captain? I can't stream off my phone. I mean, Captain Rex, I can afford Among Us. It's $5. It's fine. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. We're hitting up about 3 hours now, so peace out, go Hawks. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for supporting the stream. I'm going to get Among Us in a minute here, and then maybe we'll try to get a game together. Captain Rex, hit me up on Twitter or something, I guess, and we'll try to figure this out, but I'll see you later.